Hello there. Welcome to the stream. It is the Draft Bros coming at you with a mock draft today and some chatting about some other stuff that's been going on. You want to say hello?
Well, hello. I'm a guy on the internet here to do a mock draft. How are you?
Back. Oh, dude, this past week has been draining as hell for me. It's been one hell of a long week. I just started a new rotation for my job, and it is a lot. But I've been actually looking forward to this, so super excited for it.
All right. Well, shoot. We earlier discussed we're going to be doing a 3-round mock. So ought to be a load of fun. What we haven't discussed yet is who goes first, who goes second.
Right. Are we going to talk about anything else, or are we just solely going
Yeah, we could talk about other stuff. I mean, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we could talk about like the fallout of fucking Florida State with their McDonald's employee that's going to be co-workers with Kyle McCord post-college. But
dang, dude, I don't think DJU played bad. Did he play winning football? No.
His average depth of target was a negative 0.1 yards, right?
Dude, I was like looking at like going back, and I was like, so much of the plays are either like screens, quick play, or like even on the downfield stuff, it was so congested.
Yeah.
It's like those routes had like no business being as close as they were. And I mean, to be fair, like I thought DJU the throw for the pass interference was a terrible decision. I didn't like it, but he got lucky. Yeah. But dude, there was so much else wrong with that Florida State team.
Right.
That.
I mean, it was not a good day.
It wasn't a good day.
Patrick Payton's stock down. I'll just say that. He's still the same athlete, but he just has not shown progression.
Yeah, there's no consistency. To be fair, like Georgia Tech did a good job of kind of like getting the ball out in a hurry, whether it was like using play action to buy time or just throwing the ball out early on screens and all that crap. But Payton didn't win one freaking pass rush. That's freaking nuts.
And so a lot of those were against tight ends too. That's what was like a kick in the balls.
Which part of me was like, maybe like, I don't want to.
Maybe tight end.
No.
Add the tight end to the watch list.
I did put multiple Georgia Tech players on my watch list after that game.
All because of Richard Lelly.
Yeah, right. But I'm kind of curious, were they afraid Keene was going to run it on him? So he was playing more like set the edge.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he was getting mollywopped by a tight end. There was definitely some hesitancy. Right. If it continues, then it's like, oh yeah, this guy absolutely has no pass rush plan.
Well, that's what I noted last time when we were talking about edge rushers. It was like this dude makes a billion hesitation moves, but actually doesn't really do much with it. And I feel like it's the same thing. It's just all a dance. It's like you sometimes got to put toe to turf and get the quarterback. So, yeah, no, very disappointed with that because I feel like Mikael Williams, Patrick Payton.
I took that Georgia Tech 10.5.
So you're happy about that, but draft-wise, it was definitely like my instant gut reaction is Payton. Does he have an extra year eligibility? I mean, probably everybody does this point.
I could take a quick look.
I don't think he's a redshirt senior yet. I think he has one more. So
Patrick Payton was from the 2021 draft class where he redshirted. He's going into his redshirt junior year.
Yeah, so he has an extra year. My gut reaction is that he's going to be back. Yeah, you can't start off the year like that unless you have a great resurgence. It's like you just proved to everybody that you are not ready for NFL trenches. But the bigger question is Shedeur Sanders a top?
Hey, Darth, you're welcome on a side note.
I saw that. And I'm like, I assume that is.
I gave him some fantasy advice for Dynasty.
Yeah, smart. I mean, the next quarterback will use Malik in ways that you would never imagine as a Giants fan.
I'm telling you, remember that bold take. Malik will save Danny Dimes.
Yes. But is Shedeur a top 5 pick?
I don't think there is a quarterback that's a top 5 pick. I don't think there's a quarterback that's a top 10 pick right now. He did play a good game, though.
He did a very good job. And I always say this. I think I remember saying this about JT Tuimoloau. I think they played some bum school, and he had like 8 pressures in a game. And I'm like, I'm so happy for him.
Oh, Penn State?
Was it Penn State? Oh yeah, no.
I know he had the big game against Penn State.
That was the big game. I think there was another one where he did really well, and it's like, I'm glad, but he should be doing well.
When you said bomb school, I was like, is this dude dragging Penn State right now?
I'm the last guy to drag Penn State. You know that.
I
love freaking Penn State. Yeah, but no, I remember during the draft cycle, like I think it's next year. He had like one good game versus a really mediocre squad. And I was like, I'm really happy for him. The fact that he did do that, but you need to do that because NFL talent should do that. It's against these guys who are higher tier, higher level that you really have to show those traits because the margin of error is just so much less. So it's great that he did it.
It's a shame that it's going to probably be all on his shoulders offensively, but
I know.
At least the protection seemed a little bit better.
They did do a very good job, Colorado, in the transfer portal. I'll give them that. They went after offensive line. I think didn't one of the top offensive tackles from the high school class as well also end up committing to Colorado. I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
But and then
I mean, regardless, it looked better than it was last year. I know that's a low bar, but it's something. The run blocking still sucked, but
yeah. But at the end of the day, like the star talent is Shedeur and Travis. So
golly, yeah, is it ever?
I mean, Jimmy Horn too. Can't forget about him.
Jimmy Horn's though. He's small.
He's good,
dude. He's small.
He's good, man.
He's so small.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a stick. I mean, I don't know what they're feeding those poor guys.
Oh.
They need to put some more money into the nutrition program. I'll just say that. Looking at the rumors of friggin' Travis Hunter playing at 175 last year.
I believe it.
Give the guy some calories. You know
well, to be fair, he's burning all those calories on
defense and
every
offense.
120 snaps he plays a game.
Jeez. Like, I want him to switch to one side of the ball. I know he's not going to do that because college is a simplistic playbook for the most part. It's not.
Well, I mean, by comparison to the NFL. I mean, you could say that about any level.
Right. No, but I'm saying it's possible at college because of the fact that it's feasible to do both. Yeah. But I mean, I personally, what do you think Travis is going to come out as? I think it's going to be a wide receiver based on the money disparity.
Yeah, the money, dude.
Yeah.
You follow the money.
Rick said, I know you were hot when Sanders threw that Hunter touchdown and perfect timing started playing. I don't even know what that means. People have this idea that I'm against Shedeur Sanders when he's a top 5 quarterback on my board. It's like, I think the biggest distinction that I wish people would understand, and maybe I just don't do a good enough job communicating this, is I just grade, like I have a higher threshold in which means I'm more of a pain in the ass, more of a nitpicker versus players who are considered top 10 players, because those are supposed to be your blue chip players and your franchise quarterbacks. For me, especially when you're talking about a quarterback in the top 10, you have to be a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. Otherwise, you shouldn't be taken top 10. Like that, you need to have the vision of this guy should be a top 15 quarterback. Otherwise, you're replacing that when you get the next chance. So, I mean, I think Shedeur is a solid quarterback. He has the best processor in the class. He throws anticipation.
I mean, he's definitely in discussion for quarterback 1. It's just like
he is in the discussion. Absolutely.
Where do you feel quarterback 1 goes in this class? Like right now, again, I've been very I'm not quite oh, this is 2022 all over again. Right. I'm not there, but I'm also
it can be.
I won't take one in the top 10.
Right. Like for me, Shedeur Sanders is literally a half of a point away from being QB3. Like he is right there, tied QB3 for me. And that's
he's
because
in that mix because, like, for me, Jalen Milroe is just a total projection. If
right,
everything hits with him, then golly, watch out.
Oh yeah, Jalen Milroe could be fantastic. But like for me, I really like Dylan Gabriel. I introduced the -5, by the way. I introduced the -5 for him. So this guy's knocked down 5 points. And then Jalen Daniels, if he can
For
stay
every
healthy.
inch he falls short.
That it is a thing, a -5 for height. Never done that before, but I think it's fair. Knocked down Fafita too, and Jalen Daniels for that matter. But
Jalen Daniels had an interesting. I mean, that was like his first game in forever.
Yeah,
playing last night.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a little bit of time. But for me, with Shedeur, like looking at how I graded him, if he can continue displaying the ability to play make the way he does, like being able to roll out of the pocket, reset his feet, and like throw absolutely beautiful passes, even when like the timing needs to be really precise, like that easily will vault him to QB3. If not, I mean, it can easily be QB1. That's how close the race is between 5 and 1. But haters gonna think it's gonna hate.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I'm
okay.
Kind of in the same boat with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a close race at the top. It's not a great race at the top, but it's a close race.
I mean, we got a whole season, so like guys will rise, and whatnot. So
guys will rise, guys will fall. That's the name of the game.
Guys will go back to school.
That is also very true. So yeah, Jordan, homeboy from Atlanta, Beck, Ewers, Milrose, Sanders are my QBs in order right now.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty fair.
I'm the Quinn Ewers hater.
Me too, theoretically. Where's he for you?
I got like back
what
in
QB
the third, top fourth. He's like QB8.
I mean, he's QB12 for me, and I have in that same range. So, I mean, that to be fair, that's because I like Noah Fafita, Kyron Drones, like Will Howard. Like, I mean, there's some guys that I just like, not necessarily that I don't like.
Consistency from the dude.
I agree, especially in the deep ball. Like, that's the biggest one. I mean, Xavier Worthy should have been even more fantastic there. But I think for the rest of the draft questions, we can kind of answer it in the mock draft if you want to do that. But
we could, I suppose.
By the way, best investment, guys, get a Ninja Creamy from Costco. Like, you guys can actually end up returning it later on if you don't like it. That's a Costco policy. And like straight up,
Creamy.
It is so good. I just pour some orange juice into this thing, man. Freeze it up, and then I make Italian ice with it. It's great.
So, do you want? Okay, before we get into it. Yeah. First, second. Let's decide that.
I mean, I chose the amount of rounds you can choose if you want to go first or second.
Are you just putting that on me now, right now?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to go first, but I'm also perfectly fine going second.
I'm gonna just do a random number generator real quick.
Okay.
Random.
Fine with me, homeboy.
Number, and that's how I'm gonna choose.
What?
It's gonna be between 1 and 10. Actually, I like that. So 1 through 5, I'm picking 1, and then 6 through.
What?
10. What?
What the hell are you doing? Why don't you just do 1 or 2?
Because I want other numbers involved.
What?
Don't hate the process.
To, like, each pick a number?
Don't hate the process.
Are we supposed to each pick a number and see who gets
closest? This is just for me. You gave me the option. Whatever I roll is what I'm taking.
Okay.
This is no longer a me versus you thing. You put the IOTUS on me. So now this is a me versus me thing.
I can see that. I'm just trying to.
How about this? I'll let you give me a number 1 through 10, and that's how many times I'll click this thing.
Okay, 7.
7. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Any wide receivers 6, outside of Burden, McMillan, and Mook?
I'll go 1.
Okay.
It's funny. It literally rolled on 2.
Okay.
That 1 through 5 means I go first.
Oh, okay.
6 through 10. What is
any wide receivers to watch out for besides Burden, T-Mac, Amuka, and Hunter? You're about to find out.
Bond?
There's a lot of guys.
There's a lot. It's a good
we both put out videos on this, but mine's 2 hours, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. If you want to take a peek at it.
Buddy.
Yeah. 2:11:11. But I mean, that's what I'm doing, dude. that's the game, man.
That's a hell.
57 receivers, one video.
Okay, so I'm gonna open us up with the first pick, and
I'll
go ahead and lead us into it.
Okay, I am going to switch us to the mock draft.
Beautiful.
Ew. Damn, dude, let's get some bubbles dark in the back here at the very minimum. Goddamn. You know me, I like those little bubbles, dude.
Give me a little bubbly.
Yeah, we're gonna do the video of the bubbles though. You like that? You like the view?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at my screen, so it's like, I mean, I can see it.
Now I gotta switch this shit all over to the other side now. I'm like, the hell? There we go.
Are we good?
I mean, I'll be good. Don't worry about me, homeboy. Don't you worry about a thing. Maybe you can worry about me because I'm absolutely screwing this up, but we'll be all right. There we go. Now we're perfect. Just kidding, but we'll be good. We're fine.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the whole spiel.
Yes, sir.
So today we're gonna be doing a 3-round mock draft, and the only way I'm doing 3 rounds is, well, if I don't have to do half the picks. Thank you, Alex, for joining me today for that.
Of course, always excited to do it. We've been planning on doing this for a while, so
have we?
I mean, we've been planning on doing a mock draft for the past 2 weeks.
Okay, a mock draft.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I think so. I would say that. But
I was like, I feel like we just talked about it today.
Well, I mean, we talked about the 3-round part.
The idea of a mock draft,
right?
But to keep this simple, I'm going to be going first. Alex will go second. I will go third. And so on, so forth. We're going to be using Pro Football Network. If you're mad at the draft order, take it up with them. I don't care. I have the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go with my top prospect on the board.
Fuck.
Real easy for me. I'm going with Will Johnson.
Well,
JC Horn, stay healthy, please. Outside of that, who's playing corner? Who?
Nobody.
Who? That's right. I do think they brought in somebody because
they waiver wired 3 dudes. They claimed 3.
Yeah.
And Canales was like, I didn't really like what we had, so we're gonna see how these guys are.
Do you think Dane Jackson's started on IR, but he's on like the designated to return?
Yeah, but even that, it's like, well, I was kind of hoping. I forgot about the fact that you like Will Johnson as much as I do.
Everybody does.
Yeah, I was kind of banking on the fact that you wouldn't take him number 1, but that is the smart move. Number 2 with Tennessee, a team that I don't think will be the number 2 spot, but again, we'll take it up with PFN later. I honestly think that the reason they'll be at 2, I don't think it would be a quarterback reason. I do think edge rusher is not an awful idea to address here. Nick Scourton would be probably my top option in that. Otherwise, I would be looking at the offensive line. I still think that, 1 tackle doesn't solve the issue. And, Emory Jones is enticing, but I do worry about that arm length. I will be ending up going after Nick Scourton, edge rusher out of Texas A&M, 280 pounds of pretty much, what we saw last year with Marshawn Nealand, but I think he could be even a slight bit better. And this team's looking for a little bit extra edge help for the future, and I think I just want to give it to him.
That's fair. Cool with that. New England Patriots. I think I'll go offensive tackle here. I'm going to go with the offensive tackle class. I think last week in my 2-round, I was like, okay, well, let's just go with whoever the top talent is on the board and see how the offensive tackle class looks in the 2nd round.
Right.
And I didn't necessarily like it. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and I'm going to take currently my top tackle in Kelvin Banks. It's really a 1A, 1B. I think Banks, dude's just built like a brick house, man.
6'4", 320. He is very condensed.
He is. Honestly, can't go wrong. Honestly, at this point, you can't go wrong with either like Will Campbell or Banks, and even Jones.
Yeah.
Who might be a guard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just depends. Right tackle, left tackle. Have you watched Marcus Maboa, by the way?
I haven't, dude. I've been trying.
I think
I've been trying so hard, dude.
I know.
I'll get there soon.
I wanted to be able to have a moment talking about him, but we will be. He's going to be selected eventually. But at pick number 4, Denver Broncos. They have a really good amount of options here. Ben Morrison's the one that's speaking most to me because I'm a sucker for creating no-fly zones, and I think Ben Morrison is just the perfect blend of feistiness, physicality, but also really good fluidity, and also he's been very tested as well. Did very well versus Marvin Harrison, arguably even better than Will Johnson. There's a lot of other options here, but I mean, I'm also a sucker for the idea of putting Travis Hunter on this team to keep him in Denver. Boulder's like right outside Denver. But I will be going Ben Morrison.
Okay.
Because I also think Travis is going to be a receiver in the NFL. So that's
fair.
It doesn't fit my narrative of the dynamic duos at boundary corner.
Man. I don't. Okay. So I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
So, like, part of me I was trying to talk myself into my number 2 overall prospect,
Mason.
Yeah, but I mean, they just spent all that money on Christian Wilkins,
right?
Like that interior is kind of all right. It's kind of all right. Yeah. So even if he ends up being a corner, that's cool. You get Jack Jones, a running mate.
Yeah.
If he ends up being a wide receiver, that's great. Devontae Adams is up there in years, even though he's still playing like he's in his prime.
Right.
It's going to eventually hit someday. So
right.
Makes the most sense.
I think Goj agrees. So at number 6 for the Giants, I think we all know the reason why y'all would be at number 6. It is Daniel Jones. Now, the thing is, I feel really comfortable with the quarterbacks in round 2. And at number 6, I just don't think I can pull the trigger on a QB. Shadur Sanders, Carson Beck, those are certainly names that I would consider here. I'd also consider Jalen Daniels if he can stay entirely healthy for the year. I'd also consider Connor Wigman. I think all those guys deserve at least some form of consideration, but given the fact that I can name 4 QBs and one that I can almost guarantee you will be in the second, I feel like the value is going to be best there. So looking at the best players available, theoretically, it could be very fun to put Sexy Dexy with Mason Graham.
That would be very fun.
That would be a ridiculous duo, even though technically one's a nose tackle. But, you know, you guys catch my drift. But at the same time, I still kind of feel like getting a bigger possession receiver that is not Kenny Golladay. And hopefully this doesn't bring
He's
back
not even there anymore, dude.
I know, no, but like that's the last time.
Let the ghost of Kenny Golladay rest.
He's haunted me at this point. Like T-Mac is certainly one that I could theoretically consider here. The only other name that I'd mention actually could be Emory Jones. Now, the offensive line coach you guys took from the Raiders has done an excellent job at developing offensive line talent. And if Evan Neal is not successful, the right tackle spot.
Evan Neal, not the starter?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure they're running out Luminor.
Yeah, Jermaine. I know Jermaine was dealing with some injuries in the offseason, though.
So was Neal, too, apparently.
Well, the only other position that I would actually take a peek at is boundary corner. They brought in today Adoree Jackson, so they still are showing like they're looking at it. But corner 4 at 6, that just doesn't make much sense to me. So it's a tough spot to play.
You have given this pick all the lip service in the world,
dude, because I have no idea what the best choice would be. That's a god honest truth. But honestly, you know what? Let's go offensive line. I haven't done it yet, but I do think, especially if there is some questionable thought in the room, that I think Emory Jones could be that type of guy who ends up being that right tackle for the future.
All right, Emory Jones going to the Giants. I swear, I knew my Arizona pick 5 minutes ago when you started talking.
I had no idea what I was doing for the Giants because, like, I'm not taking a QB.
If I sat through that just not to get Mason Graham, I
was really close. I was really close to selecting Mason. So
I'm taking Mason Graham for the Cardinals. Yeah. This is perfect because they invested on interior players.
Shit. Well, no, that was a very good move. Now, for the Washington Commanders, I am going to be going Will Campbell. Secure that offensive line. Don't overthink it. Let's get the left tackle in here. Both the LSU boys go top 10.
Yeah, that's actually who I would have liked at that pick.
Yeah.
For the Saints here at 9. I'm not too familiar with Derek Carr's contract, if they can get in or out of it
right
next season. I imagine they probably could get out of it. Might hurt a little bit, but there's also like Deshaun Watson out there, which is like, hey, we're not in that mess.
Right.
But with Kubiak there, I'm thinking maybe of going with someone who can be a after the catch weapon. I'm going with Luther Burden. This might be a little nutty.
Yeah.
But golly, I like it. Suddenly, like this wide receiver core, like already with like Olave and Shaheed, you're like, we fast. Maybe we got something in like Bubs or Perry. I'm like, screw those guys. Let's get elusive. Let's get nutty. Let's get a guy we can move all over the field. Right. Let's get our Debo.
Yeah, I mean, at over 210 pounds at 5'11", that is.
I mean, he's not quite Debo size, but
yeah, but it's like that is the vision
for what Debo he'd be. Down to like 215 though.
I think he slimmed up a little bit, especially with all the injuries he's dealt with. I'm sure that helps out in terms of like not putting as much stress on your joints.
Yeah,
like that's kind of the issue with larger BMI players. But at pick number 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. Defensive back, I think we all know, is still a priority position to target. I'll be going after, in my opinion, one of the highest floor corners in the draft, just someone who does pretty much well at anything, Denzel Burke. Also somebody who dealt with a sophomore slump, but ended up rebounding and being pretty damn solid by the end of it. For me, I love players who, even when knocked down, they can get back up.
Yeah, that's a really good scheme fit.
Yeah.
I'm going to run the card in here. If I'm Tampa Bay, I'm going to go with James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, smart.
Give me some of that edge rush.
Yeah.
They need some juice. They got Yaya. We'll see for a full season this year. That's nice, but is it Tryon on like his contract year?
His last year as well.
They did bring in the draft was so long ago, 2024. I forgot.
I know.
The other Alabama pass rusher, Braswell.
Yeah,
they brought him in, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I think was he a second or was he like a third? I think he was a second because McMillan was the third. But still, I mean, hey, take shots.
Yeah, I mean, edge rusher is super key, and then it's one of the positions they do not have locked down anymore, which is kind of crazy. But at pick 12 for the Seahawks, I think that if you lose DK Metcalf, Tetairoa McMillan fits perfectly. This is another team that I would target round 2 or 3 for a quarterback.
Are they about to lose DK Metcalf?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just depends. Are they going to pay him? Like, that's a genuine question. It's why there's rumors
have they not paid him?
Huh? Have they not paid? Have they paid him? I don't think they paid him
yet.
I
mean, he's going. So after 2024, he'll have 1 year left on his deal.
Right. Like this is the time to pay him. So I'm saying like for the future, because I do know that at the trade deadline, teams will try to inquire, including my Pittsburgh Steelers, God forbid. But I do think Tetairoa McMillan could be an interesting replacement for the long term, and I think he needs a year to be able to get into that role. But I'll stray away from that idea. I'll stray away from that.
Oh,
I do like, huh?
You're not going to do it?
No.
Okay. Do what you do.
I mean, I like the idea of it, but I'm just
live life, Alex.
I'm going to live life. Don't worry about me. But for me, I also do kind of like the idea of Harold Perkins on the squad. I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go actually after Marcus Mabeau, right tackle out of Purdue. I think the right tackle spot is like with Fant, it's a nice guy to plug and play for the short term. But Abraham Lucas is pretty much donezo in terms of health. I don't trust him to be there for the long run. The offensive line is super key. Marcus Mabeau has hand-to-hand combat ability, and his hand technique is better than any tackle I've seen. So somebody who I'm going to be sticking my neck out for is one of my guys.
When I watch this Purdue tape, he better be freaking brilliant.
I mean, hey, I posted multiple clips on Twitter about it, so feel free to take a peek at that.
I'm hoping maybe I could get to him next week. We'll see. Now that college football's back,
he's a little light though. That's his issue. He's 305, but the technique is ridiculous, and I think he has some room to add some weight.
All right, so we got good players starting to fall.
Yep,
but like Tetero, not really something the Colts necessarily need after paying Pittman, drafting Adonai.
Yep.
You got who else?
No QB. It's also the draft order.
Oh, dude, yeah. Are you kidding, man? My head would be carried on a pike if I take a QB for the Colts.
Oh, that would be funny as hell.
I think I'm gonna swing on an upside guy. I'm very curious. I can't wait to watch him play tomorrow morning. He's a top 50 player for me. I don't have a first round grade on it. He just needs to get consistent.
Chavon?
No, Mikael Williams, edge out of Georgia.
That's why you're pairing him up with. I like the idea of that, pairing him up with Leatu.
I'm excited to see how he plays against Clemson tomorrow, because that's a good Clemson offensive line.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, Steelers fans. I'm here with you. They need a quarterback. They need a receiver. They need a corner. The question is, we could get QB1 in this class. The question is, who should we take? Right? Like, we could wait and get a Milroe, Cam Ward, Connor Wegman, even Quinn Ewers in round 2, just like the other teams. But I've just named like 5 dudes, and they're not going to be going at the end of the round 1. There's not enough teams that need a quarterback at the end of round 1 to actually steal what we'd be needing to get. There's that 5th-year bonus, but we've also seen with guys like Kenny Pickett, who gives a crap about a 5th-year bonus if you're not going to be using that 5th year. So keep that in mind as well. I think the area that we draft the best in past round 1 is wide receiver. That's where I'm going to trust us the most, is drafting wide receiver past round 1, because it's very tempting to go after T-Mac. I do want to mention corners, because if Dante Jackson gets paid, if he stays healthy, that's great. I think it's fair to say that is not something we can project. Tacario Davis is going to be someone who could be a stud at 6'4". But I don't think that we could sit at 14 and not take a QB. So with all of that being said, I think Carson Beck's a better version of Kenny Pickett. And I don't think we're going to be
music to the ears of Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
This is going to make people go crazy, because I am the number 1 Shedeur Sanders hater in history. I think the one coach who I really trust dealing with Deion Sanders in his ear is Mike Tomlin. I'm going to go Shedeur Sanders, because I think a quarterback that just
hold on. I just clicked freaking Carson Beck.
Well, I'm going Shedeur Sanders. You bum. Because you can literally just go through and refresh it. You'll be all right. Because I think this. You'll be all right. We're 13 picks in, 14 picks now. All you have to do is hit refresh. It'll be okay. Well, actually, you could hit the number restart, and then it should do that for you. But
right, refreshed. you just keep talking.
Yeah, but
you gave it.
So
Shedeur is the comment section. That's all I'm saying.
Jeepers, man. So At 14, I'd go Shedeur Sanders for the Steelers because I think the Steelers don't need a quarterback to make the biggest plays, especially with their legs and such. I don't think that's the vision for what the team really needs. What the team needs is someone to keep them in rhythm, throw with anticipation, and be able to just make sure that they make the right decisions. Shedeur Sanders, as much as people want to label me as a hater of him, is the best processor in the class. And for certain teams that need someone to keep them in rhythm, he is the best quarterback in the class. So I think he might be the best for the Steelers. That's my team.
Hey,
Keep that in mind.
I'm happy for you. I'm proud for you, dude.
Okay. Well, do you want me to like make sure that you're putting in the right one?
Yes. You took,
Ben Morrison.
You took Benjamin, right?
Yeah, Ben Morrison, then Travis, and then Emery, Jones. Then you got your little Mason Graham.
Yeah, I did.
You did. I was gonna go Mason Graham for the Giants, by the way. I just
the
had to
one
go
time I get freaking trigger happy on the mouse, dude.
I know, dude. I'm like, literally, you think I'm gonna draft better Kenny Pickett? Will Campbell.
You talked him up so much, man. I was
how? I just say he's better Kenny Pickett. That sure as hell ain't a reason to draft him.
You had me sold.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess it's up our alley. Denzel Burke, James Pierce. Oh my god. So Shedeur is going 5. Shedeur may go 5, but I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but
if a quarterback goes in the top 10, it's gonna be like your Beck, your Shedeur. It's gonna be one of those guys.
It's gonna be one of those guys.
Unless again, Milrow freaking goes nuts. Yours goes nuts.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart? Probably not. But a man could dream.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this is where you took
I took Marcus Mabeau, baby.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey got it.
Then Mikael Williams, then Shedeur. So there's a question as to whether I'd go Isaiah Bond or Travis Hunter at wide receiver. Depends on the role you need. You want a burner who can run some routes, you go Bond. You want somebody that you can pretty much just say YOLO and chuck it up to and has unbelievable contested catch ability, you go Trav. So completely different. Your turn. We're back.
Dude. Yeah, this is I Gojo, thank you. Thank you.
Milrow would be a beast at running back. That's funny. Milrow is supercharged Malik Willis, says Josh. I think that's not out of the question at the moment.
Okay. This one's tough.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let Tetsuo go down the board any further. I feel like this feels like kind of nutty going wide receiver like 2 times in a row, like within like 2 years. Feels kind of nuts, but like the value's so good with Tetsuo, and it's like you're getting something radically different from what you have in Brian Thomas. I don't believe in Houdini, who they signed this offseason, Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
They have Christian Kirk. He's great in the slot. Now you have these just nutty type of like just body types on the outside.
I respect that. I like that too.
I mean, that's the value, dude. What can I do?
Yeah. Okay, at 16 for the Browns, I really wish I could go QB here. I'm not going to, but it's like financially that don't make no sense. So for me, I want to go after a player that has unreal untapped potential. And I mean, this team is really loaded at a lot of positions. So like deep down, I'm not selecting this, but I want to just give a shout out to Dayon Walker because I think that'd be really fun. Not selecting him, but I do know that Jedrick Wills is probably not going to be back, right? He's dealing with a contract situation. Also, when it comes to the price of tackles, they've gone up. I am going to be going after one of my favorite left tackles in the class. Left tackle?
Dude, you have gone after all of the tackles.
Oh, yeah. Jack Nelson, Wisconsin tackle.
Oh, wow. That's who you're going?
Mm-hmm. I'm a really big fan of Jack Nelson. I think he's going to have a resurgent year. And I was someone who was very biased against Jack Nelson coming into the year. Someone who I almost didn't even include on my deep dive. And watching him just take steps up every single year, like his grades have gotten better every time I've watched him. It makes me really confident in his ability to continue that path in the NFL. And he even learns mid-game. So I appreciate the fact that he actually puts in the work. And I think that's a really good trait to have.
Sick. Gojo doesn't know if he wants to leave or go.
Dude, the guy is playing yo-yo.
Dude, he was barking. I was like, all right, I'll let you out. And then I opened the door and he just staying there, not moving. I'm like, what? He just wants pets, I guess.
That's funny.
I guess so. I got you, Gojo. I'm going Carson Beck for the Rams. Let's get that heir apparent to stinking Matthew Stafford. And hey, they get a guy that's a Georgia player.
Better Stetson
Bennett.
It's literally better Stetson Bennett. Like that is kind of what Carson Beck is.
Like Bennett?
Huh?
Oh, like Beck doesn't like he doesn't
he has
have
that mobility
of Bennett.
And maybe not a Bennett, but like
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's still mobile. Like let's get that straight. All right.
Not like okay. He's not gonna scare the defense with his mobility. Like, oh, he's extending the play.
Sure. Yeah, no, he's not gonna be like.
I'm not saying he's a statue.
Call him Carson R. Beck for like RB, but like, no one's gonna say that. But I feel like it's still relatively an asset. Regardless, at 18 for the Chargers, there's a lot of really good weapons that are still available that you could try to, pick here. Colston Loveland being one of them. Not selecting him just yet. Pipe down. Keep that trigger finger happy. But I do really like the idea of pairing up a really solid, high upside defensive interior with their former defensive coordinator here. And I think Kenneth Grant has that physical upside. He's so fun. And I mean, if you could do trade backs, maybe I'd trade back here, but man, like that would overcomplicate everything. Just go Kenneth Grant. Defensive interior has just not been the Chargers' forte. And I really think that Kenneth Grant and Tuli Tuipulotu could be a nasty edge defensive interior combo that's super young for the future.
All right. So the Bears, this might shock people. I'm going to go with my best prospect on the board in Malachi Starks.
I like that.
So they have Kevin Byard on a 2-year deal. Honestly, Starks, that's kind of what Byard does. They're very similar in terms of their role.
Yeah.
So if Byard is more like what we saw with Philly, which wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't, what we were accustomed to as a top 10 safety.
Right.
Then you could just cut the rope, be like, all right, we're going elsewhere. They have some solid backup safeties on that roster, but I mean, they're not Starks. They're not Starks.
Yeah. I get that. Well, for the Falcons, I think that corner two's kind of eluded them for the past 3+ years. And looking at Hughes, who's up for a contract as well, like you're relatively thin at past corner one, in my opinion, in that corner room. I do like Clark Phillips, but at the same time, there's still a massive need for corners. I'm going to go after Tacario Davis here. I think that his high IQ combined with his great length and size at 6'4" will be a massive asset as a corner two, because you can also, if there are receivers that are a little bit more shifty because it's change of direction, ain't necessarily the best on planet Earth, you can actually balance that out with the fact that you can trust him on maybe a less route running savvy wide receiver one.
Oh, okay. Dolphins, interesting spot. I'm sticking with the offensive line because good God, we need it. Absolutely. This is where I'm going to snag Tyler Booker.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, because he's built. He is, and honestly, might be able to cut it at tackle if things get hairy, like if maybe Patrick Paul's not ready, or Austin Jackson ends up, just being a contract year guy. So, I'm gonna go with Booker. I will say, part of me is a little mad. I not mad, but part of me is eating at me that I didn't go with like Deion Walker, but those were the two guys.
Right. I mean, So, do you think that realistically the Dolphins would go offensive guard in the first? Because
No. Are you kidding? The Dolphins never do what they should.
right, okay, so that's what was crossing my mind. If this was more of a you as a fan passion pick, or if you were like valuing like what if you're going to fully enforce what you think that your favorite team would do. Because I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I think that's what they should do. But
Yeah, no. This is a team that
yeah,
doubled up on edge last year. I mean,
yeah,
they got
okay,
2 slot wide receivers at the back end of the draft. Like,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you go fast, then hey, you're gonna make the Dolphins. Like
yeah,
all the guys that they drafted, like outside of like the offense, even Patrick Paul,
yeah,
dude's kind of limber, but
yeah.
like, dude, Chop Robinson, Muhammad Kamara. Then
Yeah,
they grabbed Taj and Malik. So I
indeed.
should have. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have just looked at the 40 times.
Well, I'm actually going to be because I think Green Bay has a plethora of depth, and they're actually just really in a solid spot in my mind as a franchise roster wise. Dalen Walker can go best player available. I think, especially given upside, this guy could be unstoppable. 6'6". The unfortunate part is that he stands the full 6'6". So lower that pad level, and I think this guy could be special.
All right, I have the New York Jets. This is also a potential like quarterback spot.
Yep.
Depending on what goes down, what transpires with
A rod.
Aaron Rodgers, Aaron. But this might be shocking. I don't know. It could be interesting. I think, regardless, I'm going with corner Siobhan Revel out of East Carolina. DJ Reed is essentially on the last year of his deal because like everything after that are void years.
Yeah.
So if they opt not to bring him back, try to get cheaper. Maybe they keep Aaron for another year. Maybe he sticks around. Maybe he's not washed up because I don't think he is. Like, I know that's something going around just because his last year in Green Bay wasn't ideal. But to be fair, there wasn't a lot offensively ideal about the Packers back in 2022.
Yeah.
And the defense was Joe Barry, who I'm clowning on. He's on the Dolphins coaching staff right now. Ugh. But yeah, I mean, we're not too far removed where he was an MVP.
Yeah.
So he could come out and be like, oh no, I'm going to stick around till I'm like 45, like Tom freaking Brady. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Okay, so 24 with the Texans. I think that it's going to be very hard for former linebacker and D'Amico Ryans to resist being able to toy around with Harold Perkins as a hybrid edge rusher and linebacker. I think that he will accept the challenge, and I think that he will actually put Harold Perkins in the best possible situation to succeed.
Harold Perkins?
Okay. Harold Perkins.
I was just considering him too.
For the Cowboys?
Yeah, but I mean, the Cowboys, they've invested, like, they got linebackers.
They do.
It was just like, okay, he's the best player on my board. I might as well take a gander, you know?
Sure.
Oh, man, Cowboys could be in a weird situation next year if Dak's not there.
Yeah.
Dak's not there.
I mean, this is if they end up bringing Dak for like maybe, can you tag him? They can tag him, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
I mean, it's going to be expensive as hell. I don't know how
right.
you afford
fully guaranteed. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they end up bringing Dak back maybe on a 1 year, it is the proper draft to be able to develop a quarterback for a minimum of a year. Like, there's a lot of talent.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to do it.
Oh, no.
Dallas Cowboys, pick 25.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to take Ashton Genty, running back out of Boise State.
He doesn't fumble. He's RB1 for sure.
I mean, dude, yeah. That honestly, and like you go back, you look at those fumbles, and it's like, it hurts your heart because they're like all second effort plays, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, he's fighting for more yards. But like, he gives me like Alvin Kamara vibes.
I could see that. Yeah.
And there's nothing going on in the backfield currently in Dallas. So,
I mean, Ashton he is the perfect blend of size, power, explosiveness, vision. Like, I really do love him. I do.
Like, this is a good running back class. And if I were to bet on one going in the first round,
yeah,
I feel like he'd be the guy.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, for the Eagles, the two positions I'd target in the first for them, given that Lane kind of expressed the fact he wants to play multiple more years, is tight end and edge rusher. I think that a contingency plan should be in place there for Dallas Goedert. Has he even reached 1,000 yards in a season yet? I don't think he has, but it hasn't been for a while.
For a tight end, that's still pretty.
Right. But like basically Dallas Goedert, he's a very big asset to the team. But the last time when Zach Ertz was 28, you drafted a tight end. When I think Brent Selleck was 28, you drafted Zach Ertz. Right now, we're dealing with Goddard at 29, coming up to be needing to get paid. I'm going to be going after Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. I think that he is a far superior blocker than what people believe. I think this team has just gone firepower. And I think this team will continue to do so with Colston Loveland being a very, very, very top tier tight end.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that.
He's the best tight end in the draft.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I like Mitchell Evans a lot, but that injury I didn't factor enough into my grading.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like this tight end class, it's going to be similar to that like Dalton Kincaid year where it's like we'll see one maybe at the back of the first round, and then you're going to see a ton on
explosion.
Day 2.
Yeah.
For the Bengals, this pass rush just isn't good right now outside of like Trey Hendrickson. They lost DJ Reader, their best pass rush and interior player.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot on Abdul Carter. He's going to be playing his first year at edge. And honestly, like if his pass rush win rate translates to what it was last year, just as a blitzer, then yeah, he's going to be really good. It's just like, okay, can you defend the run better? Can you defeat blocks once you get engaged? Because that was a lot of it with last year with him at linebacker, where it's like, I know you're fast and strong, dude. Like, manhandle these fools. What are you doing?
Right. Yeah. 100%. For the Bills at 28, I do think that their receiving core continues to need infusions of talent. And I think that this player is going to take the biggest step out of the wide receivers that are fringe round 1. It's Alec Iomaner, wide receiver out of Stanford. He is dynamic after the catch. He was an improved route runner. What?
You're doing this for Buffalo?
Oh, yeah. I'm screwing you over for the Lions.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there you go. It seems like we're on the same page. But you're adding extra size as well. This is a dude who toasted Travis Hunter. Granted, yeah, it was pretty much later in the game after Travis was probably gassed. But at the end of the day, you're still being able to toast a corner that we ended up taking in the top 5. So he has the production. He has the physical talent. And I think he just needs to put it together a little bit more. But I really do like his game.
All right. I think I got something. That's fine. I got something.
I know what I would choose for the Lions here.
I'm choosing a Dan Campbell guy. I think this guy is a Dan Campbell guy.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jack Sawyer.
Oh, we are not on the same page. Same position.
Yeah. We both figured it. No, the minute wide receiver went off the board, I was like, well, I kind of wanted the size, but okay, whatever. Sawyer is a guy that, he brings his lunch pail, comes in, clocks in, does his job. The win rate was good last year. I think he can be uninspiring at points in terms of just like, can you defeat these blocks as a run, like as an edge setter? Like he's not going to consistently be like a disruptor, but I think he does a solid enough job just setting the edge, and he gives you reliability. Like that's honestly what they need. They need a guy that just come in and be like, hey, we just need an edge too. I think he could do that.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm not the biggest Jack Sawyer guy, but like we've had our debates over Jack Sawyer. So I do like
probably knowing you, I probably could have got him at the back end of round 2.
You could have gotten him probably the back end of round 3. I'll put it that way.
I don't know if I put him off that far for the Lions.
Well, for you, if you were just going solely off of what I would select, that would be probably that range. For the Baltimore Ravens, I actually want to big brain this move. I'm looking at a team in the Niners that might be looking at a right tackle for the future. And this is not going down the path that you think, because yes, I am very much aware that your second round pick, Roger Rosengarten, will be your right tackle. But I'm also looking at the Chiefs, who theoretically, potentially, might need a right guard. I'm looking at a player who I think I might want to develop potentially even as a tackle and move him to left tackle in Jaden Roberts. But I know he's going to be a right guard for us, or a left guard if you want. But he is the strongest athlete at Alabama. Everybody knows this guy lifts the weights, and he's just a little bit raw to be able to be considered one of the top 15 guys in the class. But I can guarantee you a team that loves power and loves developmental guys will run to the podium. And I'd be scared shitless if the Niners got their hands on him or the Chiefs. So I'm going to big brain it with the Ravens.
San Francisco 49ers. I want to get Nick Bosa a running mate. They got Leonard Floyd there. That's great. He's fine. He's solid. But I'm looking for the future. And what better spot than to go back to Columbus, to go back to Nick Bosa's alma mater.
Whoa.
And we'll swing on JT Tuimoloau.
Wow. I thought you were lower on JT than I was.
I mean, I got him top 50. I mean, he's inside my top 40. So
interesting. I mean, he's 76 for me, but I'm talking about in terms of the overall rank, or like the edge rankings for you.
I got another guy, but
okay. I mean, I found that interesting.
To be fair, the other guy, haven't really seen a lot of him play. At least we have
Jalen Walker.
Oh no, Jalen Walker! You don't even know if he's an edge or an off-ball linebacker.
I know, he is so.
I'm not touching him until day 2.
He is so fun. Regardless, for the Chiefs, I think this one to me is relatively straightforward. This is a player who I think should be probably almost starting right out the gate, and doesn't get enough love, but I'm glad he's starting to get it. It's Tyleik Williams, defensive interior at the Ohio State University. Super flexible. He can even play some edge reps because he is athletic enough, but you don't need him for that. But the bottom line is he's a consistent worker. I think Ohio State actually has not used him, or Michael Hall for that matter, to the best of their capabilities. And when I see somebody with untapped potential who still is able to produce, that gets me excited. So I think that Chris Jones will be able to max out that potential.
Nice. I think at this point, for the Bears, I mean, I feel like I'm just going to focus defense.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm trying to figure out, do I go with an unproven freak of nature or a proven, not as athletic, but definitely very creative?
Are you talking about Princely and Patrick?
No, Princely and Dennis Sutton.
You really like Dennis Sutton that much?
I do. Better than Patrick. I can almost guarantee it'll probably be better than Patrick.
Yeah, that's not hard to do at the moment. Right now, Patrick does not look like an NFL player.
I'm just saying, hey, Dennis, all he has to do is win one pass rush rep, and he will be.
He's 270 too. He's
a meaty
dude. He's a big dude.
So I'm gonna let you pick. Do I go upside or do I go with the crafty vet?
If I were picking for the Bears, I'd go Princely in a heartbeat.
All right, I'm going Princely Umangalang. Pretty sure that's how you say it, because that's the pronunciation I have on here. So
you say that every time. I'm like, I cannot. We'll just go Princely. We'll just do it.
Umamilan.
Umamilan. Yes.
Umangalang. Umami. I just got a pass rusher for the Bears.
Oh, that's funny as well. Okay, so 34 for the Titans. We ended up addressing edge in round number 1 with Nick Scourton, who I have as my number 4 player. Love him to death. Now, looking at the options for offensive line, it did get a little thin, didn't it? That's thanks to me, though. I'm the one who screwed that up.
It got very thin.
It got very thin very fast. Jonas Savania, don't select him yet, is certainly a name that I would like to toss in here because
He
of
was
the
a
fact.
name I was considering for the Bears to play guard.
Ooh,
Yeah,
not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
He played right guard for Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea. But God, this class is not that good for tackle. I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, when you take 5 off like in the first round, then yeah.
Hey, I mean, last year there was like 5 taken in the first, and we still got some good ones.
Dude, bro, I selected all of 1 tackle in the first round.
It's all me. I owned up to that. That I was like, yeah, that's my fault. That's on me. But you know what? Honestly, looking at this team, I feel like Isaiah Bond can continue to give Will Levis opportunities to chuck it downfield. You can come back with the argument like if the offensive line is that bad, he won't have time to. But Isaiah Bond's also a nifty route runner. So he's not at Alabama. He's at Texas. But I'm going to go Bond because I also want to kick him into the slot and see what happens. That speed. 4.2 speed.
All right. So I took
Banks.
Banks. That's right. I thought I took Will Campbell for a second, but nope, that was the Panthers.
No, you let me do that. You saved
me. So I think I want to go corner here. Yeah, because Jonathan Jones is a free agent after next season. So I'm gonna go with the Virginia Tech corner Mansour Delane.
Okay.
Yep.
Our opinions differ so much in the corner group. Like,
oh yeah,
that last stream of ours was very entertaining because it's like, oh really?
This guy. What? This guy? Yeah, I mean, hey, dude. That's the beauty of all this.
It is. But it also shows me why maybe I shouldn't have taken a corner for the Broncos there in the first. Should have taken a tackle. So I could have screwed myself later. But
do I screw myself now or later?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I actually really like the idea of Emeka Egbuka on the squad. I think the value is pretty damn ripe for it. Are you gonna
disrespect my boy Marvin Mims like that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I really do like Emeka Egbuka.
I suppose I am.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a larger built receiver on a not cheaper contract, but on that's young with talent on a relatively cheaper contract is going to be very valuable. And, you could pretty much it would be kind of cute to go after Tez, but I'm going to go Emeka because I think there's still some of that 2022 Emeka in him that would be worth a top 15 pick. And I think at 36 it's worth taking the shot.
Okay. Raiders, this is probably where I'm going to take the quarterback. Question is, who do I want Luke? Who has the best chance to survive in Luke Getsy's offense? And that person absolutely isn't Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Please don't do that.
So it's like,
please don't take the guy I want.
I probably won't.
You might.
Because I assume you probably want Wegman. Because I can't imagine who else it would be. Unless you have this love for Cameron Ward.
He is awesome.
Huh?
He is awesome. I do really like Cam Ward. However, you are wrong about my love for
Ward. I think this is probably where I'm gonna roll the dice then and take the shot on Quinn Ewers.
Okay. Yeah.
Just suspecting quarterback's not going to be there in the next round for him. Quinn Ewers, he's got the first round talent. Yeah, that's not really the question.
It's the consistency.
Yeah, I love my boy Jackson Dart, but in terms of just arm talent, Ewers has it. I'm not knocking Dart, but it's really just kind of
Ewers has an arm. Like he is very talented.
He has an arm.
Yeah, he has an arm. Okay, so for me at 38, you were 100% right. I'm going to go Connor Wegman. I do think that if healthy, he is the best quarterback in the class. And the only reason he is not currently the best quarterback in the class is because he didn't have enough games to develop and polish some of the insecurities he had in the red zone that I think in time will be ironed out.
Yeah, you're not going to think that after Notre Dame drags him.
Hey, I will say, I do think that that Riley Leonard will be better than Connor Wegman, like early on.
Forget Riley Leonard.
Oh no, Riley Leonard is really good.
I
like Riley Leonard.
He's all right.
I like Riley Leonard.
I like him. I early day 3 like him.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So
I think you're gonna be mistaken this year.
It could be. I don't know. He'd have to stay healthy to prove me wrong. So,
amen to that, dude.
All right. So, and it's not pretend like Notre Dame. Just they just lost 2 tackles to the NFL and another to injury.
Yeah.
Arizona. All right.
There's some good guys on the board.
They're good guys on the board, but it's a tough selection nonetheless, just because it's not really like.
Dude,
it's not.
I'm hoping you don't go after the one guy I really want.
I probably won't, considering just how we've been talking about this. I
haven't mentioned this guy yet.
Feel like okay. Let me just concur what they currently have on the roster. Part of me wants to go edge. We have dipped into this edge class
a lot,
a freaking ton.
Yeah,
dude, their linebacker core's trash. What have I just walked into?
Dude, Kaiser, isn't he like a team captain too?
Kaiser is fine. It's everything else that's just like rubbish.
I mean,
absolute rubbish.
That's a former Eagles DC for you, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my boy Danny Stutzman.
Ooh, I could totally see him being an Arizona Cardinal,
dude. Right?
I don't know why.
Freaking like gangster, dude.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy too. You saw like that thing for all the walk-ons. He ended up giving them like $5,000 worth of goodies.
Oh my gosh, dude! The NIL money must be freaking beautiful, flowing like wine. I don't even know if that's a saying.
Dude, I think that he's in a good spot. Well, speaking of being in a good spot, Washington right here, there's a lot of good options. I think you still have some quality edge rushers here that you did not mention, but I'm not going to mention because I don't want you to take them.
Yeah, we're at that point.
Yeah, we're at that point where I'm gatekeeping. But I also think a boundary corner is pretty key. And I'm a big fan of Davison Igbinison, boundary corner out of The Ohio State University. So he's the guy who I'll take. However, I am starting to come around to Quincy Riley. And I love his IQ. And I thought his play speed wasn't as good as what the stats say. But when you look at
what his track numbers say,
when you look at his track numbers, it is ridiculous. So I'm actually going to go Quincy Riley. You know what? Screw it.
Okay.
I think realistically he goes before. Yeah, I was looking at what you click. I was like, if you click Igbinison, I'll stick.
I was just typing it in. I was just I'm waiting at this point. Never again am I going to get trigger happy.
Yeah, Quincy Riley's going to be my guy for y'all. I think that he's a big hitter. I think that combined with Mikey Sainristil, you're getting dudes who can lay the wood, but also Quincy is great with his ball skills. So, big fan.
All right. We're going Riley. Shoot, man.
My boy Jordan. He's like, I want the Falcons to get a Mecca. I'm like, too bad.
All right. I am going tackle here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Ariante.
Yeah. Dude.
Ursi. I didn't look at how he did last night, so
I didn't either. I'll look that up for you.
While
you're doing that.
I'm hoping he had a solid game. I'll get to that game maybe. I mean, there's a lot of college football happening this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to.
Let me see. He allowed 1 pressure. That was a hurry on 30 pass blocks.
Nice.
So it seemed fine. Nothing crazy. And that's versus North Carolina. I do think Ursery is best at run blocking. I think you'd agree with that.
Which that's perfect with
Tully.
Dude, and Kubiak?
Oh, yeah.
Coming in here to instill the Niner offense?
Right. Horson did ask what the Giants went in the first round. We went after Emory Jones, tackle out of LSU.
You say we, dude. Don't tie me to you.
I say we as in the Giants. I'm including myself. But Ursery and Fuaga, talk about an unbelievable run blocking athletic duo. Like, that's a ridiculous run blocking athletic duo. I just love it. So 42 for the Bills. It's weird for the Bills to be sitting right here, but is this the Texans pick from the Browns? Am I right? Or am I tripping? No, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
This is a Vikings pick. My bad. I was remembering the trade. Yeah, right. It's that Vikings second round pick.
Yeah. That got moved like 3 times last offseason.
Yeah. Regardless, Bills are sitting here. Our first round pick was AlexCBarbour. Got it right. Big fan of that. You're the one who taught me that one too, which, I mean, that doesn't make me very confident if I got it right. But I'm going to go edge rusher here because I am a very big fan of, how did Kamen Rucker do? Am I tripping?
Last night? Yeah. You're asking the wrong person that just said he didn't see the game.
I know. Well, okay. Screw you, buddy. I'm like literally typing in right next. So Kamen Rucker last night ended up getting 3 pressures. So, to me, that's fine. 22 pass rushes, 3 pressures. Like, to me, that's a solid ratio to where I still feel comfortable with, like, he didn't have that step back. And I think this team needs an infusion of youth in the edge core. So I'm going to go Kamen Rucker out of UNC.
All right. I'm going to make this quick. I'm just going to go with my board. The guy fell, and it's just really good value.
Yeah.
Though I feel like this is a team that has a lot of guys maybe that I feels like that, like the slot safety position's kind of stacked for the Bucks.
Ooh.
But I'm going to go with Kevin Winston Jr.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, he was still pretty high on my board, and I'm like,
you're that high on Kevin. Okay.
I mean, now you have probably one of the best safety duos in football right off the bat.
Yeah. Power to you, dude. 44 for the Seahawks. I actually, damn. What do you think about Xavier Nwankpa on this team as like a dime backer?
Dude, I think Mike McDonald's like the safety, like he doesn't have his safety yet. I'll say that.
I know. Right now I'm debating stylistically, not necessarily. Like, I think Xavier Nwankpa, or what the hell is this guy on here? Damn. Showing some disrespect to my boy Nick Amonwori. I don't even know if they even have him listed as a safety in this.
He might be a linebacker. Just type his name in.
I know. I just select all for defense and then EMM. They don't even have him. Look at that. That's funny.
Ain't no way.
They don't even have Nick Amonwori in here. So that's crazy.
You talk and
maybe it goes under a different last name or something now, but Nick Amonwori is 6'3", 227.
That's wild.
Yeah, he'll probably run in the 4.3 range, and he's not afraid of contact. You're not going to beat him deep, and he has the size to enforce you. I think that is going to be the Seahawks. So I'm sorry to go after the one player apparently they don't have, but Nick Amonwori is going to be my guy. So who do we want to put Yam Banks? That name is so sick, and I know that. I don't think.
He's firmly a day 3 guy.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are drafting Yam.
But I do love the Yam. I don't even know if he ends up starting for Ole Miss just because.
Yeah. So Yam Banks is going to be the placeholder. It's Nick Amonwori, my number 1 safety in the class.
All right, I'm going to make this quick.
Fucking yam.
Colts.
I love it.
Yo, no, there ain't no way.
What?
I was gonna go Oscar Delp.
Yeah, he's available. Does this place not have Delp either?
I don't have it. I don't see Delp on here. Nope, there's no Delp.
What in tar nations is PFN doing? We chose this thing because they
who would have Austin or Oscar Delp?
You could have done mock draft database. You could have done that. That's up to
you. Okay. So apparently Delp, he went back to school. That's fine. I'll work with it. We go with my other tight end, Tyler Warren.
I think Tyler Warren could have a big year.
Dude, I did not expect. He already did, dude. He had like 7 touchdowns last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't expect to like Warren as much as I did when I went to the tape. Like, he's very athletic. Like, the top speed might be like whatever, but like it's good for a tight end. It's still good. Yeah. Like, very good athlete. You can move him all over the offensive alignment. It's just they need a tight end. Poor Jelani Woods is apparently now out for another year, so potentially.
I'm about to piss myself off. Well, for the Steelers at 46,
you're going to double up at quarterback.
Yes. No.
Double dip.
I'm debating between Ollie Gordon and Quinshon Judkins. I think that value is too good.
The value is very good.
The value is freaking ridiculous. The question is, which one do I like more with Arthur and with our offensive line? And I will say Quinshon would bring back some Le'Veon Bell. The patience, the vision. Ollie is that home run hitter. And I think Jalen Warren will be sticking around a bit longer. So I'm going to go after Quinshon Judkins out of the Ohio State University. I feel like just Arthur's going to want it. You need a weapon. You need a weapon, man. And I don't see the receiving talent right now being worth it.
I'm in a tough spot right now. Because I really wanted to get a corner for the Jags, and that corner is just not on the board.
He's just a guy.
I literally see a bunch of zone guys. It is literally nothing but zone guys.
Maxwell Hairston, you think he's a zone guy?
I do. I think he's a zone guy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It might just be that Kentucky offense. Or did I say offense? Defense?
Yeah, defense.
Just gives me cover 3 feel. Okay. I'm actually going to go with someone who's playing corner this year. I'm going to go with Jahdae Barron.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he's playing outside corner this year.
Is he on here?
Yeah, he's on here.
He is? Oh, okay. I looked at after you selected him. I didn't see him on the list. I'm like, Barron.
But he's playing outside this year, and he is the type of guy that's like, I'm very curious about his long speed.
Right.
But I feel like it's probably better than I think. My question is like, just like, what will it be with him having to like turn with and run, you know, rather than just coming downhill?
You know, you don't have to worry about long speed. Ollie Gordon. And you might as well go band for band, M for M with the Steelers, and go after the running back that maybe they should have went after in the first place.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh, yeah.
Ollie Gordon for the Browns.
Huh?
For the Browns?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I'm just making sure. Yeah. You did not say the Cleveland Browns. You did not say Cleveland. You did not say Browns. Not one time. So pardon me for just wanting to be sure.
The Cleveland Browns select Ollie Gordon the 4th out of the Oklahoma State University at the 48th pick of the draft.
All right. I'm sticking with defense. I'm going to take Danny Dennis Sutton. I'm going to go with the upside there for the Carolina Panthers.
Going back to Florida State after another developmental big edge rusher. Did I say Florida State? Penn State.
You did.
I did. Penn State. Going back to Penn State for another developmental guy. I love it.
I mean, hey, the second round's where to get him. Isn't that where they took?
That's where they took Yetur.
What's his name? Yeah, Yetur. Ross Matas.
Gross Matos. Okay, Chargers. I really want to get you some firepower here. And we're assuming that Delp has gone back to school based on Yam Banks no longer being able to fill in, because that's our only placeholder is Yam Banks. I'm a little bit scared about this player's weight. However, his talent is unbelievable. And I think interior offensive line at center might not be a bad position to go. What do you think about Parker Brailsford here?
For the
LA.
Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
Who's playing center for him right now?
Top of my head. Man, I just did a video on it too.
Oh, it's Bozeman. He's fine.
Yeah. I think Bradley's on like a 1-year deal though, is he not?
Probably.
Yeah. So they're going to be in need of some center help. For me, I'm going to go after Brailsford here. Super athletic, does kind of remind me of a better version of Drake Nugent. And Drake Nugent was light as well. So I think Harbaugh is going to be comfortable with that.
All right. Well, with the Bears, I'm going to keep like-minded with you. I'm going to go with the offensive interior. I'm going to take Jonah Savanea and play him at guard, because you've had, whether it's injury concerns or with Jenkins, Nate Davis just hasn't been quite what he was at Tennessee. We'll see if that changes this year. Yeah. Regardless, I mean, hey, it's a pick, and I like it. Honestly, I almost took him with the first second round pick the Bears had.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Okay, so Falcons. I think we could actually juice up the receiving core a little bit. Unfortunately, Moore got that injury to his leg. I still think there is certainly some targets to be soaked up here. And the question is, do I want to go after someone who has some more physicality and kind of create, for a lack of a better term, the Twin Towers, so to speak, there in Atlanta, and just get Jaden Higgins, who's 6'4", physical, can generate separation with physicality as well as his route running ability, with very reliable hands? Or do I want to get someone who's a little bit more flashy, like Jalen Royals, who is a catch machine? Talk about jump catch, over 60% contested catch. Ridiculous. Or do I want to get, after the catch ability with Torrey Horton here? There's a nice balance between all these players, and I do like them a lot. What would you take at this spot? Like, what would you be interested in?
For Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
What did you take in the first?
I took a corner.
Oh, man, I would love an edge player, but
yeah, it's a little light.
Yeah, that's kind of what the world is right now.
Mm-hmm. Could look at safety, though, theoretically.
I mean,
I assume that they aren't going to bring back.
They have Simmons and Bates, and even if Simmons is just the 1 year, they got Helms, who was going to be the starter.
Yeah, he's on PUP though.
Yeah, but he played well last year.
Yeah,
honestly, because I wasn't that invested in him, so like any good play surprised me.
You know what? I think it's too far for Xavier Nwankpa to fall. And I think that there's going to be something that's a little bit more heart eyes in terms of the head coach, Raheem Morris, at being able to get maybe not the most athletic safety, but probably one of the highest IQ, and especially near the line of scrimmage, when you use this guy as a backer, this guy is one of the best that I have seen at the position.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to do
for
the Dolphins. I was about to take
yeah,
Boba Fett.
He's such a beast.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna stick with my because I do think the safety class is actually really good on day 2.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go with Billy Bowman.
If
he learns how to tackle, watch out.
Yeah, I know that you're a big fan of Billy. Where is Billy?
I found him somewhere.
There he is, number 104. Okay, Packers end up taking a D tackle there in the first with a Dayon, the Beast Walker himself. Now, some people might want to go after another offensive tackle, which I mean, I think there's only hybrids available, which, to be fair, hybrid tackle guards seem to be y'all's thing. You guys like those guys.
It's the rave nowadays.
I know. I mean, I honestly think in just developing someone who might be a little bit more physical, but someone who could also deal with the elements, I'm going to go Davison Igbenison here. I have him as a top 15 player in the class. And I mean, that alone should speak to the reason why I'm taking him. But I also think that he has a perfect blend of speed, physicality, but almost to a detriment. But at the same time, the DC from Boston College loves his physicality. And I think that might fit perfectly.
All right, for the New York Jets, I'm taking a quarterback. Didn't do it in the first. I'm taking one now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a page from the Bills' book. I'm gonna look for that big bodied, big
Drew?
rocket of an arm athlete.
Oh my.
I'm going with Aller.
Oh my goodness. Drew definitely could take some lessons from Aaron Rodgers. I'll say that.
Dang, dude. My mind's blown that Milrose's still on the board. And
I know.
Aller.
I know. I'm like, what the hell? What in tarnations? For the Texans, I think a corner 2 is still something that they're trying to look for long term. And I'm a big fan of both Jabbar Muhammad as well as Ephesians Prysock. Completely different styles of player, I must admit. Oh, man. Deep down, I want to take a little bit of a detour from the guys who I think are at the top, but I'm going to go Ephesians Prysock. A little bit athletically limited, but, ridiculous size again at 6'4", near 200, and very, very, very smart and very fluid as an athlete as well. Just capped a little bit.
All right. So you know how I said my mind was blown that Milroe was still on the board?
Take his ass.
He's gone. Taking Jalen Milroe to the Dallas Cowboys. Again, don't know if Dak will be there next year, even if he is.
Yeah.
Trey Lance ain't the guy.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Trey in person, and that was a shit show. I was like, oof, goddamn. But for the Eagles, I talked about 2 positions they need to address, tight end as well as edge rusher. And I did see my boy Sengi talk about the fact that, hey, when you have 2 really high-end wide receivers that are primarily the focus as well as an 1,000-yard rusher, it isn't easy for a tight end to squeeze out 1,000. That's a very good point. At the same time, that's why we still think Dallas Goedert is still good. It's just, one can still hope for 1,000 yards, and that's okay. But I also think that, time is coming due in terms of what the Eagles normally go after. But at this spot, I do have a secret weapon that I don't think you would have taken probably even until day 3, but someone who I still really, really like. And he pairs up right now with the guy who I took at number 2 overall. It's Shamar Turner, edge rusher out of Texas A&M. He's explosive. Very similarly to Patrick Payton, used a lot of flash, but not exactly toe to turf, making something happen. But I do think that with the departure of Josh Sweat, probably BG as well, you need someone with size, and Shamar Turner can bring it.
Sick.
I like Shamar Turner. He's my number 34 player in the class.
He's nice.
Oh, dude. There's some players that I haven't even seen on this PFN draft board. I'm just like, oh, I kind of forgot they existed.
Yeah. Bengals, I'm looking for my Volson replacement, so I'm going to go with Tate Ratledge. Guy that's just done really well in college. I imagine that's going to translate. He's got the power. He's got good movement skills.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. You cannot, knock on wood, you cannot miss with Tate Ratledge. You know exactly what you're getting, which I think is a good thing.
Crossed. That's what I was going for.
Knock on wood, baby. Knock on wood. For the Bills, oh, damn. Deep down, I wish that we still had someone like a Quinshon Judkins here, because I do kind of like that lightning to the thunder approach. And for the value, I don't see someone who necessarily gets me excited for that, which is a bit annoying. This is probably a spot where I would trade. I just don't really see the proper value here in any of the positions. Do you have any guys that you think are worth taking a swing on at this point?
I feel like linebacker class is kind of falling a little bit.
I was looking at Barrett Carter and Deontay Lawson. I will say that.
Yes. I mean, that would be like my first
Yeah, I like that.
thing.
I'm gonna stick to it, but feel free to say what else you would go after. I'm still gonna go after Barrett Carter here. I think the value is just too good to pass on him. He plays much larger than 225.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I like it. Detroit Lions. I gotta get my wide receiver.
Yeah,
I couldn't get in the first round. I'm gonna go with Jalen Royals.
he's so fun.
I hope like he probably won't be a name many people talk about until like the All-Star circuit.
Yeah,
where he's actually against good competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see you then, buddy.
Dude, deep down, I just want to go after Donovan Jackson here and just say screw it. You got Roberts and Jackson.
Honestly, I was trying to talk myself into Donovan Jackson.
I thought that's where you were going. I was like, okay, that's mentally where I was at.
But it was like I really wanted a wide receiver, like really bad for the Lions.
Yeah. For the Ravens, I still think that they're looking for their big X weapon, and I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give him Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State, 6'4", 215. Lamar does like being extremely pinpoint to his larger targets that he can be less pinpoint to. And the fact is, Jaden Higgins is 6'4", 215. Will probably run a 4.49, maybe 4.51. Like he's adequate athletically, and he is extremely strong and very fluid. Someone who I have a ton of faith in as my number 3 player in the class. I just don't think he's going to be taken very high. So there you go. I know that you're not a big fan of Jaden Higgins, but you know my type of receiver. I'm a sucker for bigger receivers.
Yeah. We all remember Xavier Hutchinson.
Yep. Hey, he's not bad. He's doing a good job.
He's not bad. Good wide receiver, 4 or 5.
Hey, you know what? He didn't grade out that highly though. That was a year where that was not a great year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I can't remember, dude.
I can't remember who was coming out that year, man.
Once the draft is done, it's dead to me. All right, I got.
Who did Arizona take, by the way? We just got a question.
What?
Who did Arizona take? We got Stutzman as well as Mason Graham. We just got a question in the chat.
All right, I'm gonna take the tackle of the future here for the 49ers. I'm gonna go with Connor, a man who might end up being Kem Ekwonu, Anthony Belton.
Oh,
by the way, North Carolina or NC State semi-tested against Western Carolina last night. What the hell?
Nuts. That's nuts. I mean, at number 64 for the Chiefs, I honestly am starting to feel comfortable with the idea of going after an offensive lineman here. What do you think the odds are that Trey Smith's back after paying?
Yeah, that was the thing. After paying Humphrey, I don't feel good about it. I feel good about them getting a nice compensatory pick for him, but
right. I think they're going to get that 3rd round compensatory. That's the highest they can go, right? You can't get
I think the highest you can go is 3rd round.
Yeah. I'm going to go Donovan Jackson here. The value is just impeccable. He's a top 10 player on my board. So I'm rocking it in a heartbeat.
Hey, you rock it, buddy.
Dude, I've gone like line for a couple of teams, like exclusively for the first 2 rounds. I'm a fan.
All right. I'm back here with the Carolina Panthers. We got Will Campbell. We snagged Danny Dennis Sutton. Dinner just came in, so now I'm feeling great.
Dude, that's not allowed on YouTube streams. We'll get it taken down for doing that.
Can I get a little?
Oh my god.
Nonetheless, what do I do here? Part of me kind of wants to dip into the safety class.
Right.
Just because Jordan Fuller's on a 1 year, though I think he'll probably outplay that and end up maybe coming back to the squad on a not a big lucrative, but a more lucrative deal than what he currently has.
Okay.
Austin Corbett's going to be interested at center, but center class, I'm just kind of like, let's just push this sucker back. What are we doing here? Part of me just wants to maybe just take the best player on the board, which would involve me double dipping, but I'm kind of okay with that. Or I can go with thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. I think I'm going to get a big monster in the middle to go next to their other big monster in the middle and Derek Brown, actually. I'm going Alfred Collins out of Texas. I think if he doesn't break out this year, then I don't know what's up, because every year it's like we're talking about defensive interior players like from Texas.
Yeah. I mean, Alfred Collins is the next guy up. I like him. Okay. We're back. Freaking Chiefs. What's up, guys? Man, I mean,
we're back with the Chiefs.
We're back. So I'm actually going to go after Mitchell Evans here. I don't really have faith that Wiley is going. It's not Luke Wiley, right? Is it? What the hell?
No, Jared Wiley.
Jared Wiley.
They also just brought in Hendershot. Not that matters any that much, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I like Hendershot, to be fair, but I will be going Mitchell Evans. He's about that 260 frame. When healthy, I do think that maybe, even though athletically a little bit limited, he still brings all the talent in the world. So he's somebody who is right behind my tight end one in Colston Loveland, and he's just a completely different style of dude.
Okay, that's fun. I'm down to clown. Man,
I wanted to go Harold Fannin, but it's like at 230. I'm like, ugh.
All right, I actually know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for the New England Patriots. We took Mansour, we took Banks. Let's get some edge help. I believe they just recently traded away Matthew Judon. That's right.
Did they
some
really?
guy.
Yeah, who even knows who that guy is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ashton. Was it Gillette?
You know that I'm not the right guy to ask.
Gillette?
I watched all 22. Gillette
to Gillette Stadium.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I like that. Gillette and Gillette Stadium.
Sounds like a commercial to me.
Gillette. It might be Gillette. Gillette. I don't know. So, Broncos. So far, we have addressed wide receiver as well as corner. I actually feel very comfortable at this moment with the options available, looking at offensive tackle, actually, because there are some players on here that I do like quite a bit. And I want to look at that left tackle spot. This is a guy who I have faith in developing more, but he's a former 5-star. He needs to add weight. It's Josh Connerly. He's 6'4", but he needs to add weight. He's a former 5-star super athlete. I think he used to play running back even. And that's just worth taking the shot on at pick 68. And
Oregon. I mean, just kick him to guard.
I know, and Oregon. I mean, so he played already with Bo.
Yeah.
So that too. Cool.
All right. We got the Raiders. I took Hunter. I took Ewers.
Yep.
I feel pretty happy with that at this juncture. Like Walter Nolan's the guy I'm thinking of if I'm just looking at my board.
You were interested in going D tackle anyways over your better instinct earlier as well.
I was. But now there's something in me. There's something inside me that's screaming.
Yeah, but you think you're going to do that right after? Excuse me, they paid? I mean, they have other issues still too, right?
I don't know. Well, part of me, I wouldn't mind taking a shot at linebacker, but it's like their room's fine. It's a good room. I'm not mad at it, you know?
Right.
There ain't no way that they're actually going to start Cody Whitehair over Jackson Powers Johnson.
They're not going to. That's a load of BS. And you know it.
I'm
not happy.
What
do you think about right tackle here, though? with someone like a Johnny Cornelius or Blake.
No,
Miller.
I honestly don't want to touch the tackle class.
Oh, really?
At this juncture.
You don't like Blake Miller?
I like him 4th round, maybe back end of the 3rd.
Okay. Wow.
Talk to me after tomorrow.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
I'm trying Georgia.
Georgia. Oh.
Talk to me after tomorrow.
That's going to be such a good game. Oh, I'm excited for that. That's going to be such a good game.
Yeah. Some people might be. I mean, okay, this, to be fair, I'm making this pick based on just a limited sample size of the current incumbent, the current starter for the Raiders. I'm going to go with Amari and Hampton at running back. I mean, to be fair, it's not like the Raiders got much after Zamir White, but Zamir White we really only saw for a 4-game, or I think it was like a 4-game spread.
Yeah.
So again, this pick's based more on we just haven't seen a ton of White as like the guy. Yeah, Zeus. I loved where he went in the draft because I was like, I don't like him as a dude too.
Yeah.
Ends up going, I think, 4th round?
I thought it was fine.
And that might be 5, but honestly, it was like not a bad pickup. And even if he plays really well, it's like, get that 2-headed running back just going. Ooh.
Yeah.
2-headed backfield. Oh.
Well, I was kind of playing the little game on you because I was just praying Walter Nolan would fall to 70. If I didn't go Mason Graham earlier, let's go after a pretty much value brand Mason Graham here with Walter Nolan, who some people think could even be a 1st-round pick. Extremely explosive, a little undersized, but kind of that perfect pairing to Sexy Dexy.
All right, Arizona Cardinals. I'm gonna just go back, take a gander. Stutzman, Graham. Offensive interior comes to mind, but I just don't think it's there right now in the draft. Yeah, it's not. It's not like it was last year's class,
Right.
Gojo's beating at my door. Don't worry, buddy. I'm coming. Just give me a sack.
Give you a sack.
Give me a sack. Is this where I just take a shot on Patrick Payton?
No. Dude, the guy couldn't win a rep.
It was 12. And I mean, to be fair, they weren't even like.
Hey, if you want to
there was probably like 6 pass rush snaps we were like, oh, okay, let's say those were like, okay, now we're really getting something from it.
What I'm gonna say is, if you're gonna try to take a shot on somebody who might not even be an NFL class edge rusher, go Jalen Walker.
I won't go that far, but you know what? Cardinals like freaks. I'm gonna go with freak. I'm gonna go with Landon Jackson.
Ooh, I mean, they did just get rid of Cam Thomas, who had a similar size.
Yeah, and I mean, Landon, like Jackson, I don't know how he did last night. I imagine he mollywopped. I think they won like 70-0.
Right.
I'm hoping he had a good game because really he just has that Alabama game. You're talking to Gojo? He doesn't know if he wants to go in or out. He doesn't know where he wants to be.
Well, I'm so glad they have him on here. So for the Commanders, I'm debating between 3 different guys. I'm debating between Deion Burks to basically, be this regime's version of Jahan Dotson, which they also did get a 3rd-round pick for. So hopefully that is factored in here, and it is. But I'm also looking at Ricky White, who I freaking adore at this spot, who can work in the slot as well because he's a little skinny. Even though he weighs like 190, he sure as hell plays at 170. And then also I am looking at a potential running back here. And I think I'm going to go Ricky White.
Okay. That's fine. I like it.
Yeah, I like Ricky.
He was in that area for me.
I mean, Ricky to me is I think he's a top 50 player on my board.
Okay.
So,
yeah, he's 73 for me. So
yeah, he's 38.
That's fine. I'm gonna do it. Oh no, am I? Maybe they like Spencer Rattler. I'm all right. I'm gonna hold out on it.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
gonna
think it's
hold
worth
out
bringing in
on
some
it.
competition?
I was thinking about bringing some competition and decided against it.
Mm.
They haven't gotten the heir apparent to Demario Davis, and honestly, they might not ever have to, because I don't know how this
He's
man's
lasting forever.
career is like most players like flipped on its head, where
Right.
he's just gotten better
Better.
and better
Yeah.
and better.
Yeah.
So I
He's
think I
great.
will go linebacker. He's currently my top player on the board.
Okay.
Lander Barton out of Utah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just got to him.
He's not even on here.
I'm gonna
He's
go
on.
with my next linebacker. Oh, dude.
They're not gonna have him
No,
either.
he's not a fit.
Who are you looking at?
Nicholas Martin. Like Nicholas Martin, I finally got to Oklahoma State. Fun as hell.
Yeah, they're fun there. Colin Oliver.
Yeah.
I haven't deep
At
dived
least
Nick.
Oliver, like, yeah, no, that guy's probably an edge. Like,
Yeah, I literally
Martin's
only
like,
graded him as an edge.
I think he could do it both ways, just not at a full time capacity.
Right.
This is where I'm gonna swing on upside instead of going with Lawson. I'm gonna go with Barham, Jay-Sean Barham.
Okay.
Also, fun fact: he was under the tutelage in 2023 of Navarro Bowman. So,
Okay.
over there
Well,
in
that's nice.
Maryland.
Okay, so for the Jags, you already went after their boundary defensive back. Are you secure on Jedi being the boundary?
I'm not necessarily, just because in their slot they have Savage, so it's like,
Right.
who knows how that's going to play out.
So, like, did you take that basically with him potentially not being a boundary?
I took that feeling like he was probably the best fit among the corners there.
So, is he going to be a boundary?
You're going to try him at boundary first, yes.
Okay. That will discourage me from going after another corner, which I really wanted to do. However, looking at the offensive linemen available, I actually do think there's someone with a lot of potential here. I think that he's just like 10 to 20% away from being really effective. And he has all the technical makings of a really solid tackle. And that's Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. I really do like the physical profile he brings, the technique he brings. I just don't think it's fully meshed yet. And that might happen this year.
Man, I'm a sucker for guys that they move to the power four from like group of 5.
Yeah.
And then they do really well.
Yeah. Josh Simmons is a beast, man.
So Tampa Bay, I'm out here looking at running backs, dude.
It's a good group, dude. It's a good group.
Yeah, I think they're not going to pay White.
Yeah.
At least I just don't feel confident they are. And Bucky Irvin, he's nice. He's not like your bell cow. So you're going to need to bring in some guys that can kind of like gel.
I love Monungai.
Wow, you literally...
Did I?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
His pass blocking ability is so good.
Hey, man, you ain't got to tell me, dude.
God.
He tore up the Hurricanes in the bowl game last year.
Yeah. Dude, that's where you really
last
find
night
the
against
stars.
Howard, but it was Howard, so.
Yeah, I mean, you end up tearing, like, that's where you really find the star running backs from, like, smaller schools, in my opinion. Like, that's where I really did fall in love with Tyjae Spears when he faced USC and tore him up. Like, Monungai is somebody who I really do like. He doesn't have an official grade just yet, but running back's next for me, and he's the first guy I'm watching on that. But at 76 for Seattle, we've already gone after Yam Banks, just kidding, safety Nick Amonwari, as well as in the first round, we ended up going after Marcus Mabeau, right tackle out of Purdue, who is my favorite tackle in the class. I think this is the perfect opportunity to test out Cameron Ward. This is ideal for him, especially since DK will be there for one more year. It gives him a safety net because he is boom or bust. He is YOLO or F this. And I love that about him, and I hate it, and I think everybody does. But he's just somebody that if he could just calm down when he's about to make a stupid decision, and like the top end decisions are far better than what we saw from Malik Willis. It's just don't get flustered. And that's a big ask, but that's a risk you can take in the third.
All right. So with the Colts, I'm going to get some cornerback.
Yeah, they need that.
What's the word? Cornerback depth, volatile position. You loved Jalen Jones, and hey, let's see how he does this year. But can't always bet on that. 7th rounder, so there's a little very little investment there.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Maxwell Harrison.
You think that
I think Kentucky. I thought Phillips would have been a perfect fit for the Colts last year. So
but you think that the size is something that they are going to look at because they like a physical, more imposing corner. Harrison's a little skinny. Like I would have looked at based on the corners available, guys like Azariah Thomas, who's like over 200 pounds, Jason Marshall. Like I feel like those are going to be
Thomas. All of 10 snaps to his name.
No, I mean, hey, Azariah Thomas played, I think, over 25 snaps every game.
Last season?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I literally, my keyboard is sideways. Azariah Thomas. Oh, he's number 8 now. I think he was number 20 last year. I forgot he already played.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like, yo, it's sick. So he ended up playing 54. So last year, 54 snaps, 38, 62, 40. Then they have a bye week, I think, in week 5. 44, 48, 41, 46, 59, 61. Yeah, I mean, by game.
I mean, I haven't got to him. So,
right.
I can't say
includes special teams. But on defense, he played 493 reps last year.
Okay.
So,
solid.
I mean, yeah, he just wasn't a starter. Like, he was subbed in. They did a good job at doing that, though. But I can see that being more their physical profile that they're looking for.
I mean, the dude is 6'1".
He's just 180.
I mean, he's just slender.
Yeah, he's a little sticky. But
I mean, the dude comes with aggression. Like he has really good run defense.
Yeah, but he's just still sticky. But looking at the Steelers at pick 78, I think people are screaming through their screen, for the love of God, can you help address the weapons a little bit? We got Shadur, we got Quinshawn, but we still need a receiver, man. You're talking about all this. You're talking it up about the fact we snipe dudes. Just trust. There's good guys at this spot.
Just
trust, brother. Just trust. And I'm trying to see if they have him on here because I swear I'll lose my marbles if they don't, and they should, because he was a top-end weapon there for Clemson last year. But a player who I really love as a wide receiver too, and technically I think he could start, is Bo Collins out of Notre Dame, formerly Clemson. But he has a big physical profile, but he has the best, and I repeat, the best release package I've ever seen from a receiver, and he has the best motor I've ever seen from a receiver. Do they have Bo?
No.
He's son of a biscuit. Should we assume he goes back? I don't think he can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's.
So
who do you want? Who do you want me to take? Andrew Armstrong? I don't think he saw a snap last night.
You know what? Out of love for my boy, we'll do that. Yeah. Rest in peace, my boy, Andrew Armstrong.
Did something happen?
I don't know. Well, apparently he's not playing. So, yeah.
I mean, again, that was an easy, to be fair, the Stars didn't last long in that game.
Right.
So,
but yeah, Bo Collins out of Notre Dame, formerly Clemson. I just think he's a perfect wide receiver too. And there's a lot of slender, really explosive guys that you can take if Roman Wilson doesn't work out, or Calvin Austin.
Nice. I think this is where I take Jalen Walker.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a bulky guy.
Yeah.
Like physical freak.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at him as an edge player at this point. If
Yeah,
if
you
I'm
have to.
taking him for the Jags,
Have to.
and I mean he's
I
245, but he was like a true sophomore last year. So,
And dude, he has so much speed to power at that size.
I mean, this team's backup, their backup edge players are Miles Cole and Tyler Lacey.
God, are you serious?
Yes.
Miles Cole, all 0 bend 6'7"
Miles Cole in my stocking. He's a freak.
He is a freak, but dude, he has 0 edge bend. I mean, I still remember seeing him in Mobile, and it's like, whew, that's their backup. That's what
I legitimately like celebrated because I don't think he had a win in the one-on-ones on day 1.
Yeah,
and then day 2, I made it a thing where it was like, oh look, he got his first win on. I forgot who it was, but then after that, he had like consecutive wins. So I was like, okay,
let's go. Oh, all right, I'm gonna shut up. For the Browns,
I'm familiar with the game, Miles Cole.
So we went Jack Nelson so far. We also ended up going Ollie Gordon. At pick 80, I'm going to run this to the podium because I really like the idea of developing this guy. He's even taking reps at defensive interior. But Tyler Barron, edge out of Miami, I just love the fact that he's going to be super versatile. And this is a guy who's a contributor. The difference is the reason why he's down this far is because I mean, flop from Ole Miss to Louisville. Well, Tennessee to Ole Miss to Louisville, now to Miami. I don't really know the full story behind that.
I was going to say, you don't really need to count Louisville.
Right. I mean, there was a strong period of time there for when we considered him to be going to Louisville.
Yeah, I think I have it here.
Talent's ridiculous, though. That's the thing.
Talent's really good.
265, 270, and he is fluid as hell. So worth it.
I don't think it was anything concerning that kept him away from Louisville or caused him to leave.
It's just like bouncing between 4 teams in one offseason, theoretically. It's not necessarily the most decisive look.
I think Louisville kicked a couple of guys. I could be thinking of Tennessee. No, I'm thinking of Louisville. I think they kicked a couple of guys out for like NIL reasons or something. I'm not positive.
Well, regardless, I was praying to see Tyler Barron and Princely Umamulan on that same defensive line.
Yeah.
And he robbed me of that joy. That's okay.
Gosh.
Hey, Miami has a good defensive line this year. Even without, was it Joffrey Harvey? And then
he was doing nothing anyway at Miami.
Oh, come on. He was fun. I mean, he's not going to be NFL grade, but he's still fun.
Yeah,
there's another player I really want to take. I can almost guarantee you won't take him, but
I guarantee you I won't either. Because I want to go corner again. And I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to take a shot on Tommy Hill for the Rams.
Ooh, I could so see that. Oh,
no,
really?
Not.
Oh,
okay. I do like Tommy Hill though.
Yeah.
They don't have him. Instead, though, I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? I might as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my boy Jabbar.
Yeah,
Muhammad.
I was really hoping I could take him for the Chargers.
Yeah, Tommy's got much better, a much better build.
Yeah.
But Jabbar, he's been doing it for a little bit longer. I don't think. I mean, the Rams, that system, they do a good job of even if corners lack in size.
Yeah.
They find a way to make them work on the outside. Like Darius Williams, he was great. He was really good for the Rams. Went to Jacksonville and they tried him as a slot just because he was undersized. He was like, "No, man, put me outside. I'm an outside corner."
Right.
They did. He played great. Now he's back with the Rams. So.
Oh my God. I'm looking at something really quick, but for me, I am unbelievably excited to draft this player because I mean, it kind of sucks that he had to leave Miami in order for us to really fall in love with him.
I had to leave Miami.
But we're going to be seeing him tomorrow versus Clemson. Colby Young, wide receiver out of Georgia.
Flip.
Unbelievable body positioning on contested catches. He might not generate the best separation on planet Earth, and I still think he does a good job.
He legitimately looks like a grown man.
All right.
No, I mean just like in size compared to like the defense.
Right. I mean, he's what, like 6'3", 215 or something?
He's huge. He was one of these guys that I was like, it will not shock me if he ends up being a first rounder.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, this guy's body control is ridiculous. Like, he positions himself perfectly. If a defender's on him, he just knows how to essentially box him out down the field. And it's mind-boggling. It genuinely was something where I have a 5% category for contested catch ability, because it's not every day you're going to be doing that. But I actually had to give him extra points in my little it factor because of how special that is.
I had to break my system.
And that's why I have my ain't factor. It's the checks and balances, man. He is so fun, though. I think he could be a monster, especially with Raw Thomas now being out for the year.
Because, he's out of the program. He's gone.
Dismissed for the year because he had to take boxing lessons on somebody that he knows. But
wow, okay.
And jokes aside, that's a shitty situation. I think we all kind of like were pretty pissed off when that happened. Yeah. All right, you got the Bears, buddy.
Yeah, this might feel funky, but I mean,
you've done a good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. At this point, I don't care about my needs. I just kind of want to
BPA it.
Yeah, just kind of want to take the best players available. I'm happy with taking a safety, edge, guard/tackle.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, I was like, you just took all three of those, and then I saw you're looking at your picks.
So I think I'm going to. I don't know how he's playing right now.
Okay.
But like I said, literally right now, because he's currently playing Temple right now. But I'm gonna go with Deion Burks just because. Am I?
Oh, he's returning again.
He's returning. Wow. So yeah. I wonder how Burks is doing. I mean, since we can't answer that question, I'll obviously jump to the next. You know what? Let's really swing then. Let's go with Evan Stewart. If this man could fill out his frame, and he's a great athlete. If he could fill out his frame and just like become a receiver, like as in the route running and just knowing how to tempo his routes and not just trying to go out there and out athlete everybody. Because like even just by doing that, he was pretty freaking deadly for A&M.
Yeah.
Who has been a hot mess for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. You say that again.
Shots at Jimbo now.
There was a question of who was picked for Detroit, and Jack Sawyer as well as Jalen Royals, wide receiver out of Utah State.
Western Michigan's up on Wisconsin.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
God, dude. Freaking Tyler Van Dyke, man. I swear.
Deion Burks had 3 touchdowns tonight. I know it was on Temple. No, tell me this isn't the weirdest stat line, though. 6 receptions, 36 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's weird. I am so glad. I almost put him for 75 yards. Like,
did you?
I did.
You should have looked at his touchdown total.
I know. I was debating putting touchdowns in there for him, but it's dude, there's so many mouths to feed in that Oklahoma receiving room. I was like, I can't. Like, there's just too many mouths to feed to do that.
Dude, yeah, there is a lot. Here, let me just run through it. I don't know if Nick Anderson played tonight, but he didn't have a stat line.
Oh, man. Freaking Stanford. Dude, I put Antonio Gates Jr. getting a touchdown today. That didn't work. That's not going to work.
Yeah, dude. Freaking Michigan. Didn't they struggle?
Michigan State's right now playing, and I think it's like 16-10.
They're winning 16-10.
Oh, it ended?
Yeah.
Oh, balls. He got 3 targets. No, he didn't even get a freaking target. Oh my. Well, I don't know. Never mind. Those are the last 3 games. Regardless, Patriots, right?
That's you,
Patriots. You have been in control of the Patriots this time. You went Kelvin Banks, Mansour Delane, as well as Ashton Gillette. cool. So you've addressed tackle, edge, corner. I think those are the primary positions to target and go after. I do think that it's the third round. You could try to get a committee backfield in here, but you did just end up paying to kind of solidify who your main number one guy is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a situation that I'm not super duper comfortable in, but what do you think about the idea of Deontay Lawson developing him for a couple years with Mayo?
I'm okay with that.
Let's try it. Let's do it. I really like Deontay Lawson. He's going to be going eventually anyways, but might as well take him to the Pats. The Pats.
All right, we got the Washington Commanders. And you know what I loved about their draft thus far?
What have you loved?
You have addressed positions of value. Corner, wide receiver. Did I say I see a wide receiver there?
And tackle.
Wide receiver. Tackle. Dude, positions of value. I'll take it, dude. I love it. And we're going to keep addressing positions of value.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, screw it. Let's take this shot. Patrick Payton, he's got the explosiveness. He's a good athlete.
Oh, brother.
He's a good athlete. Can he put it together? We'll find out. But at this juncture, at third round, bet your sweet cheeks. This is your fourth pick. If you are burning this pick, at least you're doing it at a worthwhile position with a guy with traits.
Yeah. Okay. Patrick Payton it is. So for the Packers, man, this my picks thing is not the best look. You got Dallin Walker, Davison, and Benison. So defensive tackle and corner. I think it's the proper time to look at receiver. And let's see who's actually offered, i.e. didn't go back to school, as we like to say.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness. My next best receiver, looking at my board, I got Ricky White. Jalen Royals is gone. I'm not going to go Antonio Gates Jr. at this point. Ty Felton, it feels a little early for him. You know what? I actually really liked CJ Daniels from Liberty. And I feel like that's kind of the similar vibe. Was he like 6'3", 215 again? Like really good frame. 6'2", 200. So
he's at LSU right now.
I know, yeah. So he's from Liberty, went to LSU, but somebody who is a relatively solid route runner. I mean, he just doesn't generate separation all that well, but he's a contested catch freak. And I feel like with the adequate deep speed that he has, that's somebody who I'm willing to take a shot on. So we'll go after my boy, not Kyron Lacey, excuse me, but CJ Daniels.
All right. So New York Jets. I've gone corner. I've gone quarterback. I think now flip. Now I'm looking at a guy that's returned to school. Mm-hmm. So we'll look elsewhere. I was considering Dante Trader.
Ooh, I know you like him. He's explosive.
Yeah, they like Tony Adams though, which I like. I liked Tony Adams coming out. Yeah. I didn't expect him to be, starter in the NFL, but here we are.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. So maybe, just maybe, I think I'll go with Sab.
I do like Keon.
Yeah. Looked really good when he became like the full-time starter because of injury last year for the Wolverines.
The sob. Okay, well, at 88 for the Texans, we have addressed Harold Perkins, linebacker / edge rusher, as well as Ephesians Pricelock, boundary corner. I do feel like this could be a quality time to look at offensive line. Granted, the options are relatively, and by relatively, I mean extremely thin for actually quality offensive linemen. I do want to throw a shout out to somebody who we might take later, but it's Falalili Fa'amo, the Washington State right tackle.
Still got to get to him.
Yeah, he's a guard for me pretty securedly, but as a day 3 guy, I think that he's someone who I feel very confident in developing properly and actually being a really solid player. I just don't see the value of it here. I just really don't. So I mean, I feel like I have to go defense again and just continue going best player available. I mean, to me, that is Sebastian Castro, but it's probably one of the positions I don't want to go and address. So I'm actually going to go pure edge rusher here. And when going pure edge rusher, there's a player who I've really liked since he's been a true freshman, and that's Gabe Jacos out of Illinois. He was someone who popped off to me when I was watching Jerzon Newton originally, and he's a fun guy to toss in here.
Okay. Nice. All right, Dallas Cowboys. I'm just going to stick with offense. I want running back. I want quarterback. I might as well go wide receiver. So, I'm stuck between two speedsters. Don't worry. I'll pick one of them. I'm going to go with Sam Brown.
Ooh.
Maybe not.
The Miami kid. Oh, yeah. Man, he is so fun. Him and Matt Golden are phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you get to
Brown's not here, but I didn't get into
I don't think Matt Golden is either.
Oh, neither's Felton. Son of a gun, dude. They have all these players.
Ty.
None of the ones I want.
Dude, you know what? This is the last time we're ever using PFN Mock Draft Simulator. Sorry, boys. Want to show love to you, but
I
don't have base players.
I'm going to go with another vertical speedster, J. Michael Sturdivant. Oh, whoops.
Do you know what sucks about Sturdivant? Pretty sure he changed his number from 1 to 7 this year. And I'm like, that's a loss of massive aura when you take away the number 1. Because it looks so good on a receiver.
Oh, maybe he's lucky number 7.
Yeah, but 1 just looks better. On him, it looked fantastic. So,
yeah, he's a guy that just needs to become a better route runner. Good speedster, great size.
I want to hear your thoughts on this. This was a note that I've had for the past 2 years now on J. Michael Sturdivant. He runs the route that the play, if you're looking at it on paper, he runs that route to a T. But he doesn't actually run the route that is best adjusted for the play. Like if a corner is in his way, he's still going to run directly into the corner. Like he just runs what he needs to, and he doesn't evolve it for what he should run. And that's what kind of knocked my opinion.
Yeah, there's no creativity.
Yeah, zero creativity for that matter.
Yeah, because you see it as a ball carrier as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm fast. I'm going to just fly by you.
Right. For the Eagles, dressed edge and tight end Colson Loveland, Shamar Turner. Again, not many things this team really needs to address. Linebacker, I feel like there is enough developing right there to where there is one guy who I do think could actually work out in the squad. And, this is the range for him. Is he not even on here? I swear to God. You got to be kidding me. Kaiser. I really like Jack Kaiser. He's not on here, though. He went back to school after only 1 year of starting, everybody. That's going to be the story. If he's available, that's the guy I'm going after. That's a kick in the nuts, man. But
that's wild. Kaiser, that's kind of a big name, though.
I know. Well, I mean, the guy who I'm going to draft, he's not even on here either, dude. It was going to be Blake Miller. But we'll find someone who's more fun. We'll find somebody who is available.
If anything, hey, now you're going to hear a lot of names.
This is true. I mean, this team just doesn't really need much, man. I don't think
good teams are like that.
I know. I mean, that's the thing. I'm going to go after Nicholas Martin. We're going to do it. He's a fun linebacker at Oklahoma State. I think that you can bring some excitement to the table with getting somebody who, you have a better scouting report of him than I do. So if you want to go and fanboy out on Nick Martin, feel free to.
Ridiculous athlete.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, he moves so stinking well.
Yeah.
As a pass rusher, because he's undersized, but he's feisty.
Right.
Like he can take on blocks. Not necessarily take on blocks, but he reacts really well to
right.
Like if you get if an offensive lineman's able to get their grips on him, yeah, he's done. But he does a good job being able to get into the pads and kind of give a jab and then just dip.
Yeah.
Really good at that. And honestly, the coverage stuff's coming along. He made a couple of big plays last year, but he's still kind of like a tick late.
Yeah.
To anticipate. And I for the most part, I'd call him more of a relatively minimal gain type of linebacker. Not necessarily the splash play and coverage type of linebacker, but it's hard. It's real hard.
Yeah. You're up, my buddy.
Shucks, I know I am up. Bengals. The Bengals, what have we done thus far for the Bengals? I feel like I took
Are you also highlighting the logos every time you're trying to scroll?
Yeah. This is probably the worst, like trying to check out your it's
right.
Yeah. I took Tate Ratledge and Abdul Carter. That kind of feels very nice. Feels pretty good. So they brought in Zach Moss on a 2-year deal. And I think that's fine. Chase Brown's going to be the more explosive player.
Right.
So, like, I feel like you could, if you want to take a shot, you can. I'm going to go with Damon Martinez. Get that legit banger between the tackles.
Okay.
Just from a size perspective, like 6 foot, 238. And I mean, I imagine they probably, if there was any guaranteed money on that Zach Moss deal, it was all front loaded.
I could see that. Let me see. Do they not even have Katron Allen in here? My brother. Okay. Well, that was my idea for the Bills at 92 is to get a thumper. Yeah, another thumper. That is not going to happen because according to this, he ended up going back to school.
Oh, take the other Penn State running back.
Nick Singleton is not graded as highly. So I will not be doing that. But so far for the Bills, we have addressed where the hell is their little sit? There we go. So we got Alec Iomaner, so big boundary receiver. You got Kamen Rucker, developmental edge rusher, Barrett Carter, nice quality linebacker there. That's a good 1-2-3 punch. I'm going to go after a defensive back here because I have this player rated as a top 20 player in the class. Double checking my notes. He is 16. He's just a little bit athletically limited. Sebastian Castro, defensive back at Iowa. I think this guy is the real deal. Unbelievably smart. I've seen plays where he covers 3 different guys all in the same play. To me, that speaks unbelievably leaps and bounds about the guy.
I think that's a really good fit for the Bills defense too.
And he's a big hitter. So yeah, I like him.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Torrey Horton for the Jets.
He looks so good in green.
Dude, and we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him in green. Get that guy because Mike Williams is on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So get someone who can win downfield, not just at the contested catch, but also with speed.
Okay. Well, Ravens, we got Jaden Roberts and Jaden Higgins. So we got 2 Jadens there. Any other Jadens that are good? We can kind of have the trio here. I don't think so. But so we got offensive line help as well as wide receiver help. I think they could still theoretically go after a developmental tackle now. I just don't really see the player for that. Just we have thoroughly expended our options based on the players that are still available. Defensively, I do think that you could start taking some more swings on the best player available and looking at the best players available. Oh, man, I wish that BJ Green performed better. He was
all right. He wasn't bad.
He was but I'm saying like 3rd round type of material.
Oh yeah, he's firmly 3rd round guy, but I thought he was fine.
I would say he might be below that, but
I think he's like mid to late. I think that's.
I think this is a team that has the ability to develop some corner depth, and Azariah Thomas to me is my number 12 player in the class. He does have those 500 coverage reps last year. He's over 200 pounds. Was he like 6'2", like 210 or something like that? Ridiculous. There's something really good about size. 6'2", 194. Sorry, not 210. 6'2", 194. But he flies, very nuanced, but he's very sticky as a man corner. He uses physicality incredibly well. And I could just see him as well as Stickbug Wiggins creating a nasty 1-2 combo to go forward in the AFC North.
All right. San Francisco 49ers. So I'm gonna go linebacker here. I don't think they have Deontay Lawson.
I already took it.
Oh, you took him. That's
That's
why
for
he's
the
not in
Pats.
there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Because I'll go with. Oh, they don't have Jason Henderson.
Oh, damn. What's up with this sim, man?
Yeah,
Like, there's like names of dudes.
We've already bashed it. I'm not gonna bash it further.
I know, but like KC Osai versus some of these guys that are pretty solid names is surprising.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Anywho, going Jamon Dumas Johnson. He was someone I was hoping to break out last year. Didn't really happen. He's now at Kentucky. Kentucky has pushed out a couple of linebacker
Right.
players in the last few years, like Jamin Davis, Trevin Wallace. So, like, and I mean, honestly, I think Dumas Johnson, his game's really well put together.
Right.
It's just he doesn't have a lot of the splash plays.
All right. So KC, I want to check one thing really quick for with their roster at the moment. But I am looking at a player who I love very much. And I'm looking at the depth here. Oh, yeah, I think this is perfectly fine. Even though I love Carson Steele and I think he's going to be a really solid RB3, I still see a – huh?
Said he's their fullback.
Yeah, he's a bruiser. I still see a home run hitting potential here that can relieve some stress from Isaiah Pacheco. And it's a player who I have technically as my RB1 unless you're actually looking for someone to block. That's Trevor Etienne. I think that he brings the top end speed, explosiveness, and I think he's going to have a big year for Georgia.
Nice. All right. Last pick here, the San Francisco 49ers. Looking here, and I think I've kind of settled on two different players. One's Jonah Monheim.
I mean, did they bring back Kingston to the practice
No,
squad?
Kingston's now with the Panthers. Yeah.
Talk about that was to me.
That blew my mind because I was like, this guy's lit it up in camp. He's looked good in game.
Right.
He blew up his pro day. Like,
yeah.
I thought he was a sure thing to make the roster. But regardless, Monheim, another guy with good movement skills. He's moving to center because that's where he thinks he's going to project the best in the NFL. So now this is a guy that's played literally everywhere on the offensive line. I'm literally starting to talk myself into him.
Okay.
Because that wasn't what I was going to go with. I just wanted to highlight him. I'm going to go with Jonah Monheim.
There we go, baby.
Because Riley Mills ain't here. Did I spell Riley right?
Oh, he's not in here.
Yeah, man. Snuffed.
Damn. Wait. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to. Oh, wait. What? He isn't here. Okay.
Yeah, what? Dude. Isn't that
wild? Oh, I have it filtered by freaking running back. I'm like,
Yeah. No, I didn't see Riley Mills. Regardless, I'm going to talk about him for a quick second. I ended up going with Monheim, which I think is fine. But Mills, like, the dude is he's probably one of the best run defenders, I think, in this interior class. Pass rush, he's still putting it together, but even then, he's still been tough to block because he's strong. Even though he's like sub 300, he is like a strong, he's like 298, 295. Let's see. 297, right in between. Almost had it. But he is strong. He's actually pretty explosive. And you're willing to take that high floor and work on the ceiling, work on just trying to not clean up, but add to his arsenal as a pass rusher. I really like Riley Mills, man. I think not a lot of people are going to appreciate him like I do because a lot of people love Howard Cross. And Howard Cross is great. He's great. They're both great.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to beat A&M tomorrow.
Probably. It's not hard to do. I think Notre Dame's a sneaky playoff team.
Oh, I don't even have them as a sneaky one.
Oh, you think it's like a guaranteed thing?
I think as long as they don't lose, I think they could lose 2 games and still be in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 12 team, so yeah.
Yeah. So. Well, you would think, and I started whipping it together, and I ended up having a 2 team get left out. Like,
anyways,
yeah. I mean, we could do that real quick if you want.
do you want to close out this video first?
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. You see that red little button down there that says subscribe? Hit subscribe. Improve your life. Improve yourself. Improve your draft knowledge. Hit that thumbs up while you're at it. And as always, thank you, Alex. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.
Okay, we're still guys, do not leave. We're not leaving this. Like,
I know, but that is the hardest I have ever smiled.
Really?
Dude, yeah. I was just like, I wasn't changed when talking. I wasn't moving my cheeks or anything. Just man. Yeah. It hurt. It hurt. I don't have the cheekbones for it. Or muscles.
It hurt. There we go.
On a mock draft in though. Side note, you want to do that real quick?
What, we want to do, like a draft top 12?
A draft top 12 for the college football playoff?
Yes, sir. You know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for boom. Hold fuck.
My ass.
I fucked up.
There we go.
I messed up, y'all. There we go. Boom. Now I gotta shift this back to the other side. Got it. There we go. I can't wait for you to scream, Alex.
Alex. Wisconsin's up 21-14 with not less than 9 minutes to go.
Dude, every time I have faith in Antonio Gates, he kicks me in the balls.
I mean,
I officially hate Antonio Gates Jr.
Oh.
And Stanford needs to throw the ball to Alec Iomaner.
I think they just need it. Oh wow, they're up 2. They're up by a
tutty
on TCU. Oh man, I got a TCU. I got a friend that's a TCU fan. He is not having like. They have thrown the ball all of 5 times. Wow. Okay, they've completed 5 passes. They've thrown the ball 9 times. By comparison, TCU is 15-19 through the air. Dang, dude. I might put that game on after, dude. Hold the phone. So drafting a top 20 or a top 12. There needs to be order to this.
Okay.
So if we're each going to get like draft back and forth, because we can't forget a group of 5 team.
Right.
Which even if that ends up being like your last pick, it's like your last pick. Like we have
I'm going to allow you to choose that one, man. I'm going to be honest.
Honestly, I might let you.
No.
We'll see.
No. I beg you to do that. I'm not very confident in very many Power 5 schools this year.
So I'm going to roll with the first Big 10, first Big 12, first ACC, first SEC teams we draft. We're going to consider those the champions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Everything else is just going to be window dressing to complete. But that way it kind of makes it easy to do the seeds.
Yeah.
So here, I'm just going to pop something up real quick.
Okay.
So I can keep track of it. And then we could talk about a college football playoff because essentially we just made one.
True.
All right. First or second pick?
I'll go second.
Okay.
You're like, I did not see that coming.
Right. I didn't. All right. So me 1. Alex. 2. No, I mean, I'm just putting I'm just putting it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
yeah, okay. I know. Me thinking out loud made it seem like I was doing something devious.
Right. I was like, huh?
I'm screwing you over. Let me just pull the template for the college football playoff.
Dude,
Sorry.
ACC is pretty wide open this year.
Yeah, no, it is extremely wide open. I'm trying not to have hope.
Right. Damn. Fuck.
So I'm going first.
Is that
what you said?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alex, today's an interesting draft because we're going to be drafting 12 teams for the college football playoff and then talking about how that playoff would look. So that means we're drafting an ACC, a Big 10, a Big 12, SEC champion. There we go. I almost said Pac-12. I had to stop myself. But we also are going to include that one group of 5 team. But we're going to go back and forth in a snake order. So I'm going to get the first pick. Alex will get 2 and 3. I'll get 4. So on and so forth. The first team that we include from a conference, we're just going to consider that the conference champion.
Right.
So if we draft a team from if I'm the first to draft from the SEC, that I'm considering that the champion.
Right.
So I guess without further ado, I'll start us off. Do you want to say anything before I get into it?
I say let's just get down to it, man. I'm excited for this.
Cool. She just gave me a thumbs up. With number 1. I'm going to go with a team that brought back a lot of players last year. They paid a lot of money to do so. And some would say, well, if they don't win their conference or if they don't make a considerable run in the playoffs, their head coach will probably be fired. I'm going with the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Big 10 champions. Shit. They have done everything. Like, if you don't win the conference, maybe Ryan Day can survive. If you don't have a substantial run in the playoff, dude, your cheeks are toasted, bro. You're gone. You're out of here. Like, all those donors are like, yo, our money. What the heck? All these players coming back. What, like, if you can't get it done in this type of circumstance, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Good luck elsewhere in your future endeavors.
I can't disagree with that. That was my dream at number 2. I was like kind of hoping that you would roll the dice with the SEC team to start out.
I almost did.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to get a little bit exciting with, like, we're going pretty much, you have 1, I have 2, right? That's the snake.
I have 1, you have 2 and 3.
Shoot, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's a legit snake order.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. I'm going to go Georgia at 2. I think you have a game manager quarterback. That's something that I think is going to be very reputable and very valuable, especially in college, is just making sure that your quarterback's not losing you games. Trevor Etienne, going to be that guy who I really trust. Dalen Everett is someone who I'm hoping to develop as a star corner on the team. So you got key players at multiple positions, reliable offensive line that has experience. To me, that's a must to throw in there. So number 3, because all these like conferences kind of got meshed, it's a little bit of a pain. But you know what? I have a lot more faith in the quarterback of this team than you do. And I have faith in just the talent that they've acquired at key positions. At number 3, I really have faith in Notre Dame.
Okay.
I really do.
But you're not even taking a conference champion with that pick.
No, I'm not. I'm going to allow you to dictate those, but I really do like Notre Dame this year. I think they got a massive upgrade at quarterback in Riley Leonard. RJ Oben is an experienced, talented edge rusher, and then Bo Collins is an experienced, talented receiver as well. Those are all three very valuable positions that they ended up getting massive upgrades on, and hopefully the line can hold, but it's Notre Dame. So you kind of know that they probably have that in check.
Yeah. On a fun fact, so since they aren't a part of one of the Power 4 conferences, that automatically makes them the 5 seed in this case.
There you go. You can put them at the 5 seed.
I did. All right, win number 2. I'm a fan. I'm a fan before I'm a unbiased whatever I am on YouTube. I love the freaking Hurricanes, dude. This is their best shot to win the ACC since joining.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, you have acquired talent offensively via the transfer portal. Mario Cristobal, you can't win in these circumstances. Florida State in shambles. Freaking Dabo don't know if he'll be back.
Yeah.
Things aren't easy in Clemson. Like, this is their best chance. And I hope they don't squander it. I'm going to take my Miami Hurricanes to win the ACC.
Wow.
I hope. Good luck. Godspeed. With that makes them the 3 seed. Georgia would be the 2, Ohio State the 1. So we still need a Big 12. And part of me kind of wants to pass that off. But no, part of me does want to pass that off. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to take, with this next one, Missouri.
Okay.
I think they have probably the easiest schedule of the SEC teams.
Okay.
I think they'll probably be at least competing for the SEC championship game. I think at worst case scenario, they're a 2-loss team, and that's if they really just like trip and fall on their face. Their hardest game is Bama. It's a talented team with Brady Cook. You got Luther Burden. They brought in Clemson's corner, Pride Jr., who had a pick 6 in the season opener. So I'm going to go with Mizzou.
Okay.
Making it
Missouri,
the 6th seed.
Missouri's awesome. You know me. Like, I don't know why I have an affinity for Missouri. But my team to
It's that gold.
It's the gold. My team to win the Big 12 is going to be Utah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, arguably best linebacker duo. Definitely probably in the Big 12. But some people believe in the country. I think PFF has them as like their number 3 and 6 linebackers, respectively. So that's pretty cool. But they have 2 really talented young DBs. I'm forgetting the names of both of them. One of them Snowden, I think. And then the other one is Tao Johnson. Huh?
No, I thought you were talking about this is Maya Martin.
Oh, no. I was talking about Tao Johnson and then something Snowden. Those are 2 really young, very talented defensive backs they have. Just good defense. And then obviously their quarterback is 1,000 years old and a ton of experience, just threw 5 touchdowns versus Southern Utah.
So is their tight end.
Yeah.
Brant Kuthi.
Oh, don't even get me started. Okay. So the next team I'm going to put in there is Texas. I think Texas is a powerhouse, minus losing 2 running backs. That sucks. They're just a team that's loaded with talent. Amari Niblack, watch out for him. He's pretty much a better version of Jatavian Sanders, in my opinion. So he's that dark horse piece of the offense.
Yeah. First year in the SEC. Let's see how they do. I mean, they're going to be tested early going to Ann Arbor. Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan, it's just they lost a lot of talent.
They lost a lot.
Interesting. It's interesting to see what they'll do.
Ironically, speaking about Michigan, my next pick here is a team that they faced in the college football playoff. Alabama, what a swerve.
There you go.
Yeah, I know Saban's gone, but that team's so talented, dude.
Yeah.
It's so talented. It's hard to bet against Bama. I think they still sneak into the college football playoff, especially since like the college football committee has an affinity for SEC and Big Ten teams. So they kind of got the edge there. So I'm going to have Bama here. I'm so curious to see how Milroe will do in DeBoer's scheme.
I know
how that'll all function. That really fascinates me.
It's going to be some big plays though. Okay.
I got the
You got
next
another one, right?
I
Huh?
got one more.
You do. I'm excited.
So
Hopefully you don't take
yeah,
one.
I'm thinking hard, man. I'm thinking about where do I really want to go here. Oh, you know what? I know it's Ole Miss.
Okay, good. Good.
It's Ole
Wow.
Miss by a
There's gonna
mile.
be SECs?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
dude. Ole Miss. They
Yeah.
basically their whole team's a transfer portal,
I know.
and it's like, oh well, they don't develop their own talent. That's not true. Like the guys they've gotten from the transfer portal, they have developed pretty well. Like
Right.
your Dart, your Bentley, they got
Ulysses. Shout
line,
out SMU.
Trey Harris.
Yeah.
Like they've done a good job. So I think they're going to be a really good team. And Lane Kiffin, he makes me laugh. I love Lane Kiffin.
All right. So I'm choosing Oregon. I don't think they're going to be missing a beat. They were able to acquire Jabbar Muhammad. So I think that at least their secondary can remain still pretty damn adequate. First year in the Big Ten, but don't think they're going to be missing much of a beat. So I'm really a big fan of them. I'm debating if I throw a curveball here or not. But you know what? I'll go safe. I'm going to go LSU. You still have your stars, in my opinion. You lost to the best weapons on your team, but Kyron Lacey ain't no slouch. And then CJ Daniels ain't no slouch. And then you have two of the best offensive tackles in the country, along with a pretty solid and experienced interior offensive line. I think that that's going to be super critical to keep the offense afloat with Nuss Bus leading the way. And then you got Harold Perkins still on the other side of the ball that I really, really like.
All right. Well, that means I have to draft a group of 5 team.
Yes, sir.
So
Let's go.
I'm going to go with Liberty. I think they have one of the easiest schedules in college football. Yeah. On top of that, they returned their quarterback from last year. They were undefeated until they ran into a buzzsaw at Oregon. Not at Oregon, but it might as well had been. So they're probably, I think, they should be the favorites. I know some people have Boise State, which I think that's cool. That's fun. But I think the Mountain West is a little bit more competitive. So Liberty. So this takes us to the college football playoff then.
Let's go.
Let's lay it out. All right. So our 1 seed is Ohio State. Yep. With the 2 seed, Georgia. 3 seed, Miami Hurricanes. To you, baby, to you. And then Utah, the 4th seed. Our first matchup is going to be 12th seeded Liberty taking on the 5th seeded Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I think we should know the outcome of that one.
Yeah. Did you see Liberty and Oregon last year?
Yeah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that all over again, man. It's going to be like that all over again.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that one's pretty easy. I feel bad for the group of 5. I'm glad they're included. But, like, honestly, at this point, I think it would be cool if the group of 5 just had their own college football playoff.
That'd be fun. That would
be cool, right?
I like that.
Thank you. I think that's a good idea. I'm an idea guy. So that'll put Notre Dame against Utah in the second round. Right. The 9-8 matchup is going to be 9th seeded Ole Miss against 8th seeded Alabama.
Damn. Talk about a matchup, man. I think Alabama's defense is superior. That might be able to.
I don't know. Hold on. Because I'm pretty confident. I'm curious.
Ole Miss is so talented.
Ole Miss and Bama face each other this year.
Shit. Who are the tackles for Bama this year, by the way?
What is it, Proctor?
The Proctor guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he came back. He was at Iowa for a week and was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
This blows. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
So no, Ole Miss and Bama don't take you on each other during the season.
Wow. Dude, Bama's offensive line, though, I don't know about this Wilkin Formby kid, but dude, Jaden Roberts, Parker Brailsford, Tyler Booker, and then Proctor, who's experienced.
Dude.
Like, talk about a group on the interior. Holy crap.
I feel like if Lane, though, I feel like this would have to be the year for him, right?
I mean, I'm looking at the running back crew, and I'm gonna be honest. Justice Haynes, I don't know enough about him, but like
for Bama.
yeah, like I'm starting
Isn't
to look at the
Jam
weapons.
Miller's their guy though, ain't it?
Yeah, I think Jam is going to be right now. He's not listed as the starter, but I mean, looking at what they lost power wise to both transfer as well as like draft, so to speak.
Dude, tell me why I didn't know Roydell Williams was playing for Florida State until he took the field.
Oh yeah, dude, freaking love Roydell. He's a top 50 player for me, I think.
Yeah, we'll see if he stays that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole entire team is slow out the gate.
So you're going Bama in this?
The more I thought about it, I mean, I'm looking at it. You got Damani Jackson, like the defense is
Defense is good.
Underrated as hell.
This
Tim
is
Smith, I love him.
Is a new coaching staff though, or at least from
I know it's a coaching staff that went to the college.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's important not to discount them.
Yeah. Hold on. I wanna take a peek at Ole Miss though. Like,
yeah, I gotta say this. Whatever you go with, I'll probably ride with. Part of me though really wants to believe in Lane Kiffin, Jackson Dart. That offense is going to be incredibly good. They added Juice Wells. The defense added a ton of players. Too. Huh?
Yeah, they got Henry Parrish as a backup. That's a good backup.
He came back.
Yeah. That's crazy. The defense for Ole Miss is really underrated.
Dude.
I just don't know enough about their defensive backs.
Oh, well, they got Yam as a depth player there, so
you know what? Fuck it. Let's roll with Yam. Let's do it.
Dude, that's right. Forget Jam. We want the Yam.
Abs. Forget the Jam. We want the Yam, baby.
Let's go. So that puts Ole Miss taking on Ohio State.
My God, dude.
In the second
4
round.
out of their 5 offensive linemen are transfers. That's nuts.
Dude, live by the portal, die by the portal.
Holy crap, dude. Like, talk about a receiving crew, though, by the way.
It's talented.
Juice, Harris, and Watkins, like, they're all perfectly matched to suit each other. Deep threat, big X, and then after the catch, beast.
It's nasty.
Freaking
and we're not even talking about Bentley out of the backfield. They also got they got a couple of tight ends there, and what is it, Price Scorn and Wright, was he the transfer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So
Daquan Wright, baby.
Yeah. So our next matchup is 11th seed LSU taking on 6th seeded Missouri.
That's a matchup, dude.
Another matchup for the SEC.
Ooh,
for me, the question is LSU's defense going to be
good enough?
Anything.
Right.
Last year it was a shootout. And didn't Missouri win the shootout?
Pretty sure they did. I'm probably leaning Missouri on that, by the way. They got Major Burns.
What's funny? No, LSU ended up closing it out.
Okay.
They had 22 points in the fourth quarter.
Braden Swinson's super underrated. I like
Dude, I know, right?
Very underrated.
Former Oregon player.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to hear a funny story? I'm pretty sure the defensive coordinator for LSU was the former Blake Baker's the former DC for Missouri.
I do remember that.
That's why
my coworker is a big Missouri fan. He was talking about that yesterday.
So I don't know if that adds anything to this. So like you're leaning Mizzou?
Dude, this offense, if you're looking at it though, like the running back crew, if I'm gonna be honest, it's there's some to be desired.
Oh, for Mizzou?
Yeah, no, for LSU.
Okay. I was like, Missouri, they got quality backs. Like I like Carroll.
Yeah. I like the tight end. Dude, weapons wise, well, the thing is, offensive line wise, I freaking adore LSU.
Oh, they're gonna
Emory
win.
Jones,
They're gonna win the
Miles
front.
Frazier. Yeah, dude, Emory Jones, Miles Frazier. I don't know enough about DJ Chester. He's a redshirt freshman, but you got Garrett Dellinger and Will Campbell. Like, those are 4 draftable offensive linemen, in my opinion. Maybe not early for all of them, but like, those are dudes who will possibly be 53, all 4 of them.
Hey, Emory Jones, or not Emory Jones, John Emery's still around, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, that's a good back to have in the rotation, man.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy. Josh Williams was okay at spurts last year, but he didn't handle a lot.
Dude, they have Xavier Thomas. Isn't he from Mississippi State? That guy's actually kind of good.
Wait, where?
LSU. He's their backup Z.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they brought in CJ Daniels. I've heard good things about Chris Hilton. We saw Kyron Lacey as like kind of that third option last year. Mason Taylor, a lot of people really love him. He's made big plays. I love him as just being a Dolphins fan. So kind of have to.
I'm going to be honest. I think we're undervaluing the amount that Missouri lost last year. Both of their boundary corners, they did replace with Pride, which is good. But they lost both of their boundary corners, multiple defensive backs. And if I'm not mistaken, they lost a couple pieces on their defensive line too. Like, it's not the same defense. It's still a good one. But I'm looking at, can this defense handle that offensive line?
I mean, they've totally replaced their linebacking core as well.
Right. Like, I'm just saying, this is a very big coin toss in terms of how much do you trust these players who were backups last year.
Yeah. So it's like, honestly, what offense do you...
Right. I trust the offensive line of LSU's exponentially more. We don't even trust Armand Membu to be a tackle in the NFL.
Yeah.
What is GR?
Grad.
Oh, graduate transfer.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I gotta lean. I'm leaning. I think I'm leaning LSU too.
I mean, the weapons for Missouri are great, right? You look at Burden.
I mean, this is a shootout, though. This is a shootout.
Yeah, it's just who makes the biggest play on defense, and I think the offensive line of LSU will be more reliable.
So this will put LSU against 3 seed Miami, which great.
Woo!
Great.
Bro, that's going to be a fun one.
All right, our last one here. We got the 10-seeded Oregon Ducks taking on the 7-seeded Texas Longhorns. Dude, college football playoff. It's going to be crazy matchups.
Crazy. Oh, man.
Honestly, we talked more about Notre Dame Liberty than we should have.
That should just been auto. Damn. Okay, so Oregon and Texas, man.
Winner takes on Georgia, by the way.
Oh, fuck. Dude, so my gut reaction was Oregon.
Yeah, that's where
that's my gut reaction. I don't trust Texas's defense enough.
They brought in guys. Honestly, the defensive line is better than I think.
Right. The defensive line is not what I'm concerned with, right?
Yeah, the secondary.
Like,
but I mean, you had Makumba.
Yeah, dude, Baron Sorrell, by the way, very underrated as well. I really like him.
He just needs consistency.
Yes, and Ethan Burke. He actually pops off from time to time too. I do.
Yeah, I haven't really got down to Burke. Like,
yeah,
he's just like a gritty player, though, ain't he?
Oh yeah,
I like that.
But I mean, my big concern is Jedi on the boundary. That does scare me.
Yeah, that's kind of a question. They still list him in the slot, but yeah, that's gonna be a question.
As a star. Yeah. They have some weird
the secondary is still questionable here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I like Makuba and all, but Makuba is not the biggest difference maker as much as I wanted him to be when I watched him. I wanted him to be more. Still good.
Good player, but no, I get what
I want to be a little bit more. I mean, dude, I freaking love Matt Golden.
I was gonna say you ain't gonna go with your boy Golden.
Oh, brother, it's just like when you lose 2 backs as well.
That's
tough,
dude. Sledding.
I mean, how is Amari Nyblack not listed the starter? That is nuts to me. That's a perfect fit.
Yeah, well, it could be just listed in like the legitimate, like he will start the game because they will probably run a run play.
Right.
I legitimately think Oregon is up there with like Georgia and Ohio State in terms of how talented the roster is.
Right. I'm looking at Oregon's roster right now just to like double check everything. I mean, receiver wise, I'm a little bit worried about Oregon, but luckily they're facing a relatively questionable Texas secondary in comparison. Like, you have questions about both.
Yeah, but I mean, Evan Stewart, they still have Tez. Yeah. Terrence Ferguson's there.
Yeah, Terrence
Whittington has been good out of the backfield. Whittington and
Jordan.
James.
Yeah. Jordan and Noah are both really good backs.
This defense is pretty dirty, though. Like good dirty.
Jordan Birch, so underrated. No one talks about him. I freaking love Jeffrey Bossa, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of people, wasn't he like a former safety?
Yeah. He's number 2 on the team. He's like just number 2. So he and Justin are ridiculous.
Justin, if he can stay healthy.
I know, dude.
Please. The secondary is pretty good, though. Kobe Savage is solid. Yeah. Cam Alexander, I believe, was coming from UTSA. He's kind of a dog. Like him and Jamar are going to be dogs.
Yeah.
I think I'm giving this one to Oregon.
I will not stop you. You also, if you want to feel even better about it, you got Johnny Cornelius and Josh Connerly, experienced tackles that are very solid. Yeah. Marcus Harper as well, who's a pretty adequate guard. I don't know enough about the other 2 guys. So I feel like the offensive line is – I would lean towards the Ducks, even though I like the high-end play of – was it DJ Campbell and then Kelvin Banks more.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the tackles. Like both of the tackles for Texas.
Yeah. So we're going to Oregon?
We're going to Oregon, baby.
All right. Well, while we're talking Oregon, let's just talk about the next matchup being Oregon-Georgia.
I got to look at Georgia again.
Okay. Let me help you fill in the blanks. Loaded with talent.
They always are, though. They always are.
That's the problem.
Dude, that line for Georgia is not as good as what we think, though. There's some experience there, but I mean, Xavier Truss could get eaten alive with good pass rush.
I honestly, are you talking about? Oh, okay, you're talking about the literal line. I thought you were talking about tomorrow's line of Clemson's plus 13.5, and I was like, dude, I'm taking Georgia minus 13.5.
Oh, I love it. Dude, Colby Young's not even listed as a starter over Dylan Bell. Get out of here.
They're going to use a variety of those guys. Because I think Aaron Smith, he's more just the vertical option.
Yeah.
Jared Wilson will be kind of his first time, for sure, being the starter. But some people really like him.
Okay.
Honestly, outside of ETN, I'm not too familiar with their backs.
Yeah, same. Oh, well, I think I think it was Branson Robinson. That's the dude who was like the 4-star back with supremely massive arms, an absolute unit. But looking at the defense here, I got to admit, it is very underwhelming compared to what I thought when I was highlighting it.
You think maybe like the secondary?
Like Dalen is going to be a step down, in my opinion, from Kamari.
Well, I mean, dude, they got gutted in the secondary last year.
Yeah. Malachi Starks obviously is Malachi. He's a freaking beast. If there's an injury to Malachi Starks, I could easily see Georgia not making the playoff. Yeah. That's like how crucial Malachi is going to be to whether this defense is good. But the linebackers, like, holy crap, dude. I didn't realize that they were that gutted as well because, I mean, you think about it, Jamon ended up kissing and getting out of there. But Nazir Stackhouse's ass. Sorry, I know that you kind of like him, but
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know why you would say that.
Yeah, I think
he's draftable because I think he's He eats space and he's fine, but there is
Hey, he's
no
worse than
pass
Zion
rush
Log.
upside.
To me, he's worse than Zion Log.
Oh, I disagree with that. Like,
really?
At least Stackhouse can move.
He can move like 3 seconds after the ball is snapped. He is
but at least there's
always the
athletic
guy
ability there for a big man. Like,
I mean, it's not like okay, we're
didn't
having a
like
mid-off
anything
here.
about his game.
We're having a mid-off between Zion Log and this.
We're literally having a mid-off. You want to argue about these like mid to late day 3 picks?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, like, where the hell do they have Jalen Walker? They have him listed as a backup Will. That's just nuts to me.
Well, you know they're gonna be moving him around.
I know. That's the one thing I don't like about our lads for college. It's like, dude, these are not legitimately projectably accurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I'd lean Oregon.
Really?
I like the Delp Beck ETN combo with Colby Young. Like, I like the weapons of Georgia. I don't trust that O-line.
You don't trust Georgia's O-line?
I mean, they lost their best offensive lineman last year, apart from Ratledge.
I mean, I think they're going to be fine enough at tackle, and they're going to be unstoppable in the middle.
You like the trust buzz?
I like him enough. He's better than most of the options in college football, and he's experienced.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, if you're strongly in favor of Georgia.
Oh, I'm not. That's the problem.
See, when you look at.
How strong are you with, okay, scale 1 to 10? How strong are you feeling about Oregon in this matchup?
I would say, like, if you're looking at a scale between, like, Oregon winning.
On a scale 1 to 10. 10 being, like, the most dominant.
6.5.
Yeah, that's actually exactly where I'm at.
It's close, dude. Like, obviously, I just don't trust the defense of Georgia. I just don't.
You know, I'm down for an upset. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's go for an upset, man. Oregon.
All right.
That's my Dylan Gabriel QB2 season. He's now my QB2, by the way, since they implemented the -5.
All right, let's go to LSU Miami, man. Let's talk about this.
Oh, that's such a fun one, dude. I mean, it just depends if Cam Ward is going to be Cam Ward or not, man.
I don't believe in Mario Cristobal.
Oh, I just literally look Cam Ward, our lads. I'm just going to look up the U.
So if you want to look at the Miami defense.
Dude, Sam Brown is so good too, though.
Yeah, the offense, there are no questions.
Yeah.
To me about the offense, unless like they turn over, like they just end up being turnover machines. Like I love the offense. But when it comes to the defense, you got Messidor coming back off the injury.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Yeah, him and Barron.
Barron, you got
Ruben Bain. Oh, dude, Ruben Bain is a freak.
Yes, he is, dude.
God.
That's going to be a guy we're talking about next year.
Yeah, dude. Like dude, the guys who I have already lined up for 2026, ridiculous. Like, I am so stoked. I accidentally watched a couple players I forgot were true sophomores, and I was like, holy crap.
Were they Purdue?
Like, huh?
So were they Purdue?
No, they're not.
Purdue's got a nasty safety.
They do, apparently. PFF really loves him. Caleb Downs and Tao Johnson.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs is so good.
So I have no faith in the secondary for the Hurricanes.
Daryl Porter. You don't have that much faith in Daryl Porter for college?
I mean, if we're going to talk about one out of the 5 defensive starters in the backfield.
That's fair. That's like the one guy I locked on to. The rest, I'm like, they got 2 freshmen lined up as a starter right now.
Yeah, they've had to replace quite a bit. So it's going to be a tough sled in. I think it's kind of an uphill battle for my Hurricanes, unfortunately. Yeah. Can they keep up with LSU? Because I really like Garrett Nussmeier. Like, obviously not a big enough sample size, but for the last 2 years, I've been saying he's like the best backup in college football. I don't know why he's still there.
He's an NFL developmental quarterback. Like, he should be drafted.
Dude, he has a big year. Watch out, man.
He can
get some way too love.
I'm fine going to LSU, but I mean, you also have to realize it's strong offense versus a strong offense with a questionable defense and a questionable defense. The one thing I will give LSU, they have a good O-line to handle a good D-line.
Yeah. I mean, Miami's offensive line is pretty solid. Where's Zion at? Is he even listed with the reserves or? Dude, he's just done with football. That's what it is. He's just done with football.
That just sucks.
That's
dude.
another thing about the Hurricanes. Like they were placed actually quite a bit on the interior.
Yeah.
With Matt Lee, Javian Cohen.
Dude, Matt Lee was my guy, man. What was he? Interior 11 or 12 for me. Like
I liked Matt Lee, dude. He was just strange build, you know.
Yeah, he was a guy who I took a big creative liberty risk on. Luckily, it's worked, but
yeah,
there are many creative liberties, as you know, that I take that sometimes do not end up optimally.
Yes. I'm familiar with your Mizzou edge rushers.
My Isaiah McGuire.
Yes.
Hey, to be fair, he ended up being out of my top 50 at the end. I did not like his offseason.
So we're going LSU?
Yeah, let's go LSU.
Ole Miss, Ohio State.
Ole Miss, Ohio State. Dude, Ohio State. Kind of hard
to
go against that.
They paid. We're essentially talking about
Caleb Downs, right?
And they got
my God.
And they got Judkins.
And
they got
me.
Will Howard.
Dude, I don't even like Jordan Hancock. And with him involved, this is the best secondary in college.
Dude, it's disgusting.
God.
And if Ransom can stay healthy.
Yeah, that's also a big star. But like if Ransom can stay healthy, Downs Ransom could be the best safety duo in college. Burke and Igbinison could be the best boundary corner duo in college. Like and then you still have Sawyer and Tuamalau, and you still have Tyleik Williams. Like,
dude, this team invested.
This
team invested, brought people back while Ole Miss was bringing guys in.
And then talk about a left side of the offensive line. Donovan Jackson and Josh Simmons, both of those guys are really solid, especially for college, but even Jackson for the NFL.
Dude, and if their center could actually, snap the ball.
You know that one of my friends, she dated Seth while she was at Bama.
Yeah, I bet he was a good guy. She said he's a good guy. You have a game like that, it's like, I'm gonna go somewhere else now, guys.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Carson Hinsman. I don't know anything about him.
I couldn't tell you much.
And then Josh Favre's ass. We know that
he's adequate for college.
No, I don't know if I go that far. But Tate Carnell, Sorry, he's I think he's in for a big year. Emeka Buka, praying to God he bounces back, and then damn, they got a true freshman, Jeremiah Smith. Isn't he that like
he's
literally
the guy everyone's talking about being like probably the first overall pick in like what 2027.
Yeah, dude, I've heard a lot of good things, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I think we already kind of know who we.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, that's no comp.
All right.
God, that's so good. And they have like the running backs to do it too, Henderson and Judkins. Like my goodness.
So I will just say this: there's now only one SEC team remaining.
I don't think they're gonna win.
I don't think so either. Notre Dame, Utah.
That's a good game.
That's a good
game. I'm going to go Notre Dame. They got Morrison, Oben, Collins.
I was going to go the other way.
Okay, hold up. Let's break down. Let's do what we've actually been doing. Now, I went gut reaction on this one. Let's look at Notre Dame first. Jordan Faison's not bad as a Z as well, but you got Bo Collins. Besides Bo Collins, the receiving core is pretty unknown. I trust offensive line at Notre Dame development, but they're young. Holy crap!
Yeah. They've lost guys last.
They have. Damn.
Really experienced guys.
But Mitchell Evans, really love him. Riley Leonard, Love him. Jeremiah Love had some flashes last year, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he was solid. But you talk about one of the more underrated defensive fronts, Oben, Howard, and Mills.
Dude, no,
Oben,
that's a good defense.
Mills.
Like, I have no questions defensively about.
And then you got Watts and Morrison in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Kaiser as well. Like I really love those guys.
Like I said, the defense.
But yeah, questions on the O-line. Yeah, question on the O-line, and then there are holes on defense, but still a really good college defense.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Utes.
I will say the Utah defense. Is a defensive team.
They are, because they have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Offensively, I got Dorian Singer. Forgot about that. And Micah Pittman. Shout out Oaks Christian right there.
Still hanging around.
He was a former teammate. Kind of a dick, but that's okay.
Dude, Micah Bernard's healthy.
He's one of the good back.
He's one of the better receiving backs in the nation.
Dude, I forgot about him. Cam Rising, Brant Cuthie. Like, weapons-wise, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm pretty unfamiliar with their offensive line.
Dude, we got some Islanders in here. That gets me excited. I get scared whenever I see raw Islander dudes as tackles, just because like their footwork, usually they're known for like rugby and their physical strength.
Yeah.
They're freaking ballers though as interior offensive linemen. Like those are dudes. So what was it? Faili Fa'amo, Washington State. Freaking love him as a guard. The dude just has he just hasn't put it together as a tackle. But their offense is pretty underrated, man. And defensively,
yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest,
there's Snowden.
Cam Rising, I just trust him.
Cam Rising's a clutch quarterback.
The dude's a gamer.
He is a gamer.
And like the defense, it doesn't have the names of the Notre Dame defense.
Right.
But it's like this defense always produces guys emerge. They did lose Ellis and Bishop and Vaki.
Right.
But they brought back a few guys. Like I think they'll be all right.
Smith is starting over Tao Johnson. Well, I mean, Tao is not even starting as free safety. Smith Snowden starting as a nickel. That's very surprising. He popped off to me when I was watching Tao.
Hold on, man. They just played yesterday. And I mean, honestly, this is probably not going to be indicative of what the actual snap.
Dude, I love how there's a defensive position called stud that Lander Barton plays. That's freaking hilarious.
Don't you just love like the names for like whether it's like these blitzing linebackers or like overhanging safeties, like the star position, the money position.
Yeah.
Rover.
Like, well, there's Rover and there's Viper as well for Notre Dame. You got to admit, that's kind of sick. Rover and Viper.
Dude, yeah. It's I freaking love the names.
I gotta put in my 2 cents for Notre Dame still though, with Xavier Watts and Ben Morrison out there, along with that defensive line. I just got to re-emphasize how much I love this team. But the offensive battle does go to Utah.
So Snowden did play a majority in the slot yesterday.
Yeah. God.
Dude,
this is a good matchup. This is a good matchup.
I don't think it'll matter too much in the next round, unfortunately.
Right. I mean, I'll say this. I am absurdly high rank-wise, like comparatively to other people, like in terms of more my guy-ish, where I'm higher, on Riley Leonard, Mitchell Evans, and Bo Collins. So to me, I know that this offense looks far superior than maybe to you. So,
okay, I'm willing to. It's a close matchup. I'm willing to lean.
We'll go Utah, though. We'll go Utah.
You sure?
Because it's a former high school teammate. As much of a douche nozzle as he was, we'll be happy that he's changed.
My gosh.
I mean, he's the son of it. He's the son of an NFL receiver, and then his brother was a second-round pick, top of the second-round pick, and now the number 1 receiver on the Colts. So,
all right. Well, while we're here, Utah Ohio State. Ohio State. Cool.
Utah. No. Dude, Ohio State's so fun.
I mean, I think Utah, they could play an upset bid here.
It's just Cam Rising that'd have to pull that off, dude.
Exactly. And maybe like you'd have to see Will Howard just turn over.
Crumble. Yeah.
I think likewise we're probably gonna go Oregon
versus
over LSU.
LSU, yeah. Big Ten matchup.
I'm kind of shocked. Dude, I know. Big Ten matchup. Are we shells, dude? Like, did we just like shell out for the Big Ten? I'm an SEC guy.
I mean, I'm a Big Ten guy. So I'm proud to be that. I say I'm an Ohio State fan, but I also root for Penn State when they're not playing Ohio State.
I mean, earlier I did say I think the three in terms of like talent-rich rosters.
Yeah.
It was Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon. So
right. I mean, dude, if I'm thinking about the coolest jerseys, like what I'd want to own, like it's Micah Parsons, Penn State, which I do. And then right behind it, like probably would be Jamar Chase LSU. So I do like LSU. I have some SEC bias.
And didn't we talk about LSU jersey recently too?
Probably because I went and like was ready to buy a Jamar Chase jersey that they had.
I was gonna say,
but they had the white one and not the purple. Yeah, they had the white one and not the purple. I'm like, damn, dude. I should have just had them order it for me, but I just wanted it to be part of the trip, not like, I could always order it online. Don't really want to do that. I want to like pick it up and be like, oh, I got this on my trip.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So Ohio State, Oregon.
That's going to be such a good game, man. Do they play each other this year?
Yeah, and it's in Eugene.
Oh, baby.
So this could be a payback game.
Oh, and you know what? Like I'll give Oregon this credit. If you look at all of their players when they played Washington the first and the second time, they got better the second time. Yeah. Like all of their grades, all the key players got better the second time.
I mean, both those games came down to the wire.
Yeah. And I think this might be a similar aspect.
Yeah. The only thing that was beating Oregon last year was Washington.
Yeah. I still lean Ohio State for this one reason. That secondary is freaking bonkers.
I lean the same way. You invested $20 million in this team.
Yeah. It's like, insane.
Like it's tough to
Caleb Downs is going to be unbelievable. As much as I want to have my pro Dylan Gabriel speech and propaganda, Ohio State is the team to beat.
Well, there it is, man. Well, I drafted Ohio State, so I guess I win the draft. Okay. It's been great. It's been real. Thank you. I'll take my trophy later today. And man, that was fun. I thought that was a cool way to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you full credit for that.
Appreciate it. I mean, dude, the college football playoff's gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
it's gonna be absolutely insane. Just with the matchups we're going to get. And even now with the Power 4 conference, like every week has a big matchup.
Hi, Zach. Yeah, no, that's going to be so crazy. The fact that like all these conferences combined, we're just having banger after banger, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. We already got the upset from Georgia Tech and Florida State. I wonder if we'll have another one tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I don't think so.
I hope. You know what? I hope it's not.
For your money's sake.
I hope it's not Miami losing to Florida. It's in the swamp,
dude. So. That's dangerous too, especially with the DBs. Like Florida has kind of retooled their receiving core, man.
And they're not a bad team. Like people only are down on Florida this year because the schedule is nuts.
Have you watched Jake Slaughter, by the way?
Yeah.
What do you think of him?
I thought he was good. Let me pull up because it's been a while. It's been like 2 months since I had
him graded right behind Brailsford. So spoiler alert for you guys because I haven't dropped an interior offensive line deep dive. I have my rankings out, but not the deep dive.
All right, so
Trade being offered Devontae Adams and David Montgomery for what? Oh, I was like, for Jefferson. I assume that's a fantasy football.
So I have Slaughter as center 5.
Okay.
I put here smooth mover, great contact balance, keeps head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Average play strength, wide hands.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Similar to what I got. He was just very surprising to me. He actually graded out the same as Parker Brailsford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, both of them were very similar in terms of their but power certainly was something that I was wanting a bit more of.
So center that I just watched very recently. I went back and watched a few of his games last year because he did so well in the opener.
Yeah.
This year, Weston Franklin from Georgia Tech.
Richard's gonna love you,
dude. That guy is gritty as hell. Like he's a good mover. He's not like the most elite athlete, but he moves well.
Right.
But like he's like
my next two guys probably will be him and then Gus Hartwig. Gus Hartwig is my
that Georgia Tech offensive line is kind of nuts. Like Jordan Williams, like I don't think he played a full year last year, but like if he might be on the like a breakout candidate.
Okay.
I didn't get like a full eval of him, but just
how did Darius
how he handled Florida State was just phenomenal.
Like, how did my boy Darius Washington do though? That's the real question.
Darius Washington is who?
That's the Florida State center / offensive tackle.
Florida State offensive line. I think it was just the tackles that struggled a little bit. But like, dude, Georgia Tech
0 pressures allowed. He was left tackle, 62 blocks, 32 pass blocks, 0 pressures.
So Robert Scott got on the field for like 8 snaps and got mollywopped.
Dude, I swear to God, Robert Scott freaking yo-yos. But I ended up watching Washington as a center because that was a position he played last year when he was not covering for Robert Scott being Garbo and Bless Harris. And he graded out as somebody who is a fringe starting center for me, who I think can play tackle in the NFL.
Nice.
So I don't know if you said you haven't watched him. So it's like, to me, I have 4 centers with a fringe grade right now out of 6 I've watched. I've
only watched 8 and I have 6 with draftable grades.
Right.
One I'm holding out hope on, to be fair. So.
Okay, like Stevens and Eli Cox are both guys who I don't think are draftable for me at the moment.
Eli Cox I have as a priority UDFA. Yeah. Stevens? Very athletic. Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't checked him out yet.
Yeah, I mean he's just kind of underwhelming to me. His anchor is Garbo though.
So I listed Clay Webb as a center because I think that's where he's going to play.
Yeah. Dude, there's just no all-22 for Jackson State right now. Yeah. Just pisses me off.
Just got to go to the YouTube well.
Dog, I mean, I'm going to hold off on that as much as I can because I just want everybody to be on an equal playing field, and I don't want to have to feel the pain of watching smaller schools with their garbage-ass camera crews not knowing how to shoot a game. I swear, dude, freaking South Dakota State last year. Like... zero ability to freaking film those guys. And it's all on like 240p.
I think I had one. I forgot who it was this year. But it was like because you know how sometimes it'll go scoreboard so you know win of the game and then it'll go to the play.
Right.
Over top and then behind or in front. So I was skipping along and I was like, I had 2 scoreboards. And I was like, what the hell? Yeah. So I go back. And it's like
like the camera guy just straight up pulled it. That's hilarious, dude.
And I was like, okay. Because then I went back and I saw, I was like, oh, this little timeline is a lot longer than it should be.
Right.
Hold on. What's going on here?
Oh my God.
It's like, so I gotta be very wary when I'm skipping through now.
Right. God, dude, that irritates the hell out of me. Dude, we need to find some more all 22 sources, by the way.
We need the Holy Grail.
Well, yeah, we're not able to pay $500,000 a year or $250,000 a year for that. I'm not sending you a Venmo request for $125,000.
Not yet, you are.
I mean, hey, man. Hopefully, maybe I could try to land a gig with somebody, try to get it, but that just doesn't seem
I'm
possible.
thinking if they have it, if they have the internship, I might hop on it next year.
You're talking about the grading?
Yeah,
Or
just
the grading. They don't give it to you.
Then
they
how the hell do you do it?
They give you just normal game tape.
That's trash.
I agree. That's why I stopped doing it.
That makes me not want it.
I know, that's why I stopped doing it. I got into it, and I just it doesn't make sense. Like, for the PFF guys who are not watching this, help your guys out. But yeah, it was certainly a little bit of false expectation starting out.
That makes me a real.
Because I was hoping to have them all 22 clips that I could end up repurposing
using for your channel.
Not repurposing for the show, but using it
just being able to. I gotcha.
Yeah. Big fan of both of you guys before 100 people jumped it. Huh? Sneak Hills. We love you, buddy. Deion Burks looks legit. You were right. Thank you, Cliff Dog. He was my number one receiver until
he was
ended up falling in love with the big boys.
Let's calm down. He was playing Temple.
Oh yeah, he had a couple carries as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that those guys
well.
didn't struggle. That's what you want to see.
So I am raising Deion Burks.
Wisconsin ended up pulling away.
Good. I am raising. I'm not raising Deion Burks' grade for that. It's nice to know. It's hey, he at least performed well.
Iowa Manor had 2 receptions in the game thus far.
Did he get a touchdown?
No, he has 27 yards.
Bum. He had how many yards?
27.
How many times did they throw, though?
They have thrown it 15. They've completed 7.
Oh, my God.
So he's had the last 2 receptions since we last checked in on him.
Well, that's good. At least in chump time, he's going to get the ball.
Dude, Savion Williams, though, is going off. 9 receptions for 75 yards and a tutty.
What?
Savion, GCU, man. He's been around for a while. He's always had the red-headed dreads.
Yeah. The guy who I really like, though? I think his name was it Ricky Barber? Someone Barber.
Oh, yeah. Is he even around anymore?
No. I just thought he was a really solid receiver. For college. Frick, dude. I mean, I don't know why. I just have this feeling in my heart that Matt Golden is just going to be the best player of all time. And he's my 14th receiver. So it's not I actually graded him like that. It's just my God. The athlete he is for 6'1", 195 is unbelievable. So good. So good, man. I'm so excited for the season.
Yeah, me too, man. I still got some stuff I got to take care of tonight.
Right. I mean, I have so much I have to do, man, but it's I'm working straight up 10 to 12 hour days without YouTube. Yeah, it's been a lot. And then balancing lifting and then obviously having a relationship on top of that.
Tough games, yeah.
It's been tough, man. I got to be honest. I'm very glad that my previous rotation was a lot less work because it allowed me to get well over 200 all 22 grades. Holla frickin' Luya. But Jesus, dude. I'm just grateful at the fact that I can have these conversations with you. If I started out in I'm in rail logistics right now and the team is 4 people for over 9,000 rail cars. So I just hopped into that crazy shit. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I love it, but it's a lot. So I'm just grateful I had the opportunity beforehand to really devote a lot of time
because it takes out a lot of work during the year, where you're just doing management at that, like micromanagement at that point, where it's like, oh, okay, does this guy still check out?
I still am praying for Antonio Gates Jr. to be. I think he's going to be a first-round pick in 2026.
I'm praying I have a great draft on Sunday.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Fantasy football draft's my big money draft.
Dude, I swear, every year we keep saying we need to do a draft, and we just don't.
It's because it's like, dude,
there's
we're
a
always
billion
so much by the beginning of the season.
Right. I mean, it's just like, also, fantasy's not like my realm. Like, I have a couple small leagues I'm in.
I'm in actual important leagues. So,
yeah, I mean,
by important, I mean like money on the line league. So,
we could do a bet. Whoever loses between you and me, whoever's worse, ends up paying for StreamYard next year.
Yeah, let me just bite on that bullet.
That's a lot of money though. That's $238 right there. What was it, 230? I don't know.
It's
a lot. Guys, this streaming service that we're using we invested. We invested. And it's done a good job, I'd say.
It's done fine. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's not many more that provide more access, more functionality. And everybody knows this.
Well, Alex, I legit do want to get some sleep because I'm going to be streaming all day tomorrow. And I do have one more thing I have to take care of tonight.
I mean, it's midnight for me, dude. So believe me, I'm okay with the idea of going to bed.
Good luck. Godspeed. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Yes, of course.
The mock was fun.
It was.
I'll repurpose this sucker for Labor Day so I don't have to actually
work on Labor Day.
Or I could actually, hang out with my family and whatnot. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Well, for those of y'all watching, we love you. All 206 of you at this time. Nutty, but we still love you. Make sure to hit the like. Join our YouTube shows if you haven't already. Like, that's where we post a lot of content. It's where we
say all of our content.
No, I post a lot on Twitter, to be fair. You see how much I post. I'm just like a repost guy. Yeah, I don't like reposting anything. I just like to quote tweet and just go at people, and that's okay. So fair. if you want to do that, that's where I'm at. But we love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go to bed now. Adios, amigos. Later.